You have, might have done your research in terms of understanding. Yeah, let's check. Gaurav, yes, Gaurav, go ahead.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Gaurav. I don't see you. Please switch on your video as well. Go ahead.
PVRM is a banking relationship manager.
Hmm.
Is the only single point of management of the bank for the high net worth customer. It is provide financial solutions,
Hmm.
product and services, and other value added services.
Okay. So this is a single point of contact for the customer. He
For the
provides
customer.
financial, non-financial value-added services. What else?
जी,
Anything else that
no, ma'am.
this role demands? Okay, let's check with others. Yeah, Anushka, your thoughts? All of you are very keen to join the profile, but not many hands raised in terms of what is it the role demands. Yeah, we need to have an idea. Anushka. अनुष्का आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Can you just check the volume? I see the mic is unmuted, but I don't hear you. No, Anushka. Still not audible. It can be tricky. Friends, Anushka, you need to be better prepared. What would have happened had this been a real interview? We would have wasted critical interview time in trying to adjust the device, trying to speak up. So please get that sorted. In the meanwhile, let me hear from someone else. Yes, Bharat.
Yeah, am I visible, ma'am?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. Priority banking is a banking scheme of Axis Bank, and PBRM stands for Priority Banking and Relationship Manager. So,
Okay.
priority banking is the scheme in which Axis Bank introduces to its priority customers or the customers which they prioritize.
Hmm.
And relationship manager is the role in which, someone said before me, it is a role in which he keeps a relation with the customers
Hmm.
in helping in their financial situations and all. And also,
Hmm.
he is a single point of contact for the bank and the customer. For the customer, he
Hmm.
introduces the schemes in which the bank introduces in the economy. He
Hmm.
introduces the new schemes. He advises the customers to implement these sort of strategies in his financial system.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, that's
All
all
right.
of that.
Great. Wonderful. Quite a few points covered and all of them very, very relevant. Thank you, Bharat. Yes,
Thanks, sir.
Aishwarya. Aishwarya, please unmute and speak. No? Can we be quick about it, friends? Let us be prepared. Yes, Satyam.
Uh, Good morning, ma'am. PBRM basically stands for Priority Banking
Where are you,
Relationship
Satyam?
Management.
Where are you? Why don't I see you?
I think that, ma'am, I'm visible.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
All right, go ahead.
PBRM basically stands for Priority Banking Relationship Manager. In which
Hmm.
in this file we have to basically interact with the priority customers of our bank and
Hmm.
interact with them and do the right selling basically.
Okay.
If what is the need of the customer, we have to pitch them the product and according to the need, we have to just give them the best solution. And
Hmm.
it's just in this way we have to do the cross selling also, like we have to sell their cross product to them, like
Yeah.
in different sector, and after that increase the revenue of the bank. This is the main motto behind that.
All right. I'm still looking for one particular point which is yet to come. Thank you, Satyam. Again, very relevant points. Manideep.
Ma'am, priority banking
Yes,
and
ma'am. This is Yash Chowdhury.
Where are you? Where are you, Manideep? I can't see you.
I'm actually in traveling. That's why I didn't on my camera. I'm
Who?
coming to my.
Manideep? Manideep is speaking. Bolo Manideep, you are traveling.
Yes, ma'am. I'm traveling. That's why I am not able to on my camera. But the main and
Okay.
major point in PPRM is we should gain a new customer each and every day.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the customer service is the main and major thing in priority banking customer.
Okay.
If
All right.
customer service was good, then they will refer some other customers to us.
Hmm. Okay.
We should follow each and every customer once or twice in a week, and we should keep a good rapport with them. Then only
Okay.
we can able to sustain in this PBRM role, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. So two very critical points brought in forward by Manideep. It is an acquisition role. So while all of you all have been talking about handling customer requests, making sure that you give them need-based solutions, relationship building, rapport building, it is also a role which requires you to bring in such similar customers into the priority banking profile. Right now, acquisition is a very, very key demand of the role, and that is something that we need to understand. Today, when we talk about a priority banking vertical in Axis Bank, please understand it is the backbone of the banking channel. Why? Because it caters to premium customers of the bank. It brings in premium customers into the banking fold, right? So today, when I'm talking about a priority banking relationship manager, he is not only servicing premium clientele, but is also responsible for bringing many more such premium customers into Axis Bank. Now, that is where the criticality of your role is. Today, we are talking about not regular customers, HNI customers. HNI customers who can give substantial business not only to the RM, but also to the bank, making it very, very critical and important role. I am not looking at your ordinary 5,000, 10,000 rupee customers. I am looking at premium customers. So the expectations that all of you that who join this role eventually will be that you bring in those kind of customers on board, which means I need to have an adequate network of customers that I can reach out to, speak to have them onboarded onto the bank. Secondly, as the name suggests, priority banking relationship manager. The relationship piece becomes equally important. Why? Because while I may have customers already given to me as a part of my portfolio, it will be entirely my skill sets to manage these customers. How do I cater to their needs? How do I keep them happy and satisfied? How do I prevent competition from encroaching and poaching on these customers? With a lot of efforts, previous relationship managers, those who have been before you, have brought a set of customers into priority banking. Now, it is our responsibility that if a portfolio of, let's say, 200 odd customers have been given to me, I need to manage them well. Under no circumstances would I want a scenario where I give you 200 customers and 50 of them exit saying that, I don't find the services of Axis Bank relationship manager competent. I would want to switch bank accounts. And yesterday we saw how it is a buyer's market today. If I need a bank account, I have 20 minimum banks that are out there which I can open a bank account from. Services being the critical factor which decides which bank I go with. I would want to associate myself with a bank which is quick, prompt in services, has friendly people, those whom I can approach as and when I require a need, and especially an HNI customer who's constantly being sought out by all the competitors, whose accounts are so important that they are giving to give them offers, give them specific customized solutions. In such kind of a competitive environment, I am engaging with the customer. So that engagement has to have a quality. That kind of interaction needs to have a competent person handling the relationship. Yesterday, I talked about what is the interviewer looking. As an interviewer, I'm looking for a candidate who can be presentable, who can be confident, whose suggestions and recommendations are listened to by the HNI customer, right? Today, you and I know that sales is going to be extremely challenging. Out of 10 people I speak to, maybe one, at max two get converted. And if that is the scenario, I would handpick the best of the candidates that come across me in the interview. So let's understand this role, because in any interview, one of the basic and the most expected questions would be how or what is it that you understand about this role. So let's have a little bit of clarity there, right? So the priority banking relationship channel is one of the critical channels of Axis Bank. In fact, Axis Bank has been one of the first banks to introduce a program like the premium banking programs. Now, why a premium banking program? There are a lot of customers out there, some who have a decent relationship with the bank, some who have very, very high value relationships with the bank, customers who have high potential, customers who have a lot of business that can come our way, provided we engage with them better, right? So if these are the customers who can make a substantial difference in the book size of the bank, in the profits that I make, I would want to take care of these customers. These customers require that preferential treatment. These customers require that kind of experience which makes them stick around with the bank, right? Customer loyalty is not easy to achieve. Customer loyalty is extremely difficult and is a result of constantly engaging with the customer, giving them what they need. Because today the customer can move the accounts in a couple of hours. The new accounts can be set up. We have seen how quick and easy it is opening an account today. So anything going wrong in the relationship, that is enough for me to switch banks, right? So priority banking is the flagship proposition of Axis Bank, one of the first premium banking programs in the banking industry. Re-energizing the priority banking is a key focus area of the bank, primarily to capture higher market share in the growing, emerging, affluent customer segment. What does this mean? Today, we have a exponentially increasing, rising middle class, right? Today, if you look around, you will have people around you, and we are not talking about the super wealthy or the super HNI customers, but people, regular middle class people who have traveled abroad, whose children are doing well, well placed in organizations in senior positions, right? Having more than 2 vehicles, right? Very, very common scenario. Amongst us, we would have people who would have traveled abroad for holidays, or maybe are traveling frequently within the country for work. And that is the middle class that we would want to tap about, right? So we have the normal, regular segment base, and we have the affluent, rising middle class, which is comprising of our priority banking customers. Now, these are customers who are well placed in life, who are, have all the benefits and comforts. Today, when we talk about middle class, especially the affluent class in India, it is rising year on year at the rate of practically 28 to 30%. That is the contribution that we have in this segment. Now, imagine out of the total population of India, practically 25 to 30% population constantly year on year being added into the affluent class of customers, right? Now, when that is the scope of growth in this segment, I need an equally number of competent, efficient relationship managers who will be taking care of this business. Now, these are customers who have wealth, might not be super HNI or private banking customers, but this is a segment that is fast growing, right? So if you look around you, you will have people who are doing their own businesses, startups, who have which are doing very, very well. It could be people in organizations working in service sector, in high level positions. It could be your professionals like doctors, chartered accountants, architects. Now, this is the segment. Customers who are comfortable, customers who have achieved a position in life, customers who know what they want, right? Today's customer is a very aware customer. Customers know what is it that is out there. So even if I go with a scheme in front of a priority customer, or for that matter, any customer, including you and me, all it takes is a few click of a Google button to indicate whether there's anything else out there. Is there a better offer out there? And tell me, why would I take your product if there is something else out there which is slightly better, maybe cheaper, right? And that is the constant struggle that a relationship manager will have to face. How is it that we create value for our services? What is it that the customer will appreciate, which will possibly change the customer's mindset and move that customer over to me and my bank, right? So you are on your way to a glorious banking career. Today, the priority banking channel is the channel that, recruits the maximum number of staff in Axis Bank. A lot of priority relationship managers constantly being demanded. But at the same time, because we know that this is a very, very unique and niche segment of customers, I would want to take on people who are competitive, people who will be able to deliver the expectations of the bank. And that's why the stress on focus to make sure that you give that kind of a image, or that is the personality that you display in the interviewers in the interviews that you become a part of. So what is priority banking? The relationship managers who are recruited for this role would become the key initiators of business. And please remember that the expectation is added business. If I'm giving you a portfolio, that portfolio was already sourced. The business of that customer has already been booked. Once it has been handed over to you, what is it that you do extra with this portfolio? What are the additional key products that you sell? What is the kind of profits that you bring forward to the bank? And that's why we need to understand that it is a sales driven role. It is not a role where 9 to 5 you're in office sitting in the comfort of your branch and handling customers who are just walking in. No, we have the operations team who are handling those kind of requests. Here, the role is that you bring added business from your existing customers, also bring in fresh business of customers who fit a similar profile, right? So you need to have adequate contacts. You need to make sure you have good relationships with existing customers so that you can ask them to give references of their friends and family. You can look at opportunities. It would require you to move out in the market around your branches to figure out where are these such customers that I can find. It is a target driven role. Let us be very clear about it, which means that day on day, month on month, there would be targets that would be checked. Your performance would be gauged. I would want a person who is competent at delivering, right? So everybody does in a lot of hard work. So you can come back to me and say, Vidya, I met 15 customers today. I've spoken to them. But at the end of the day, I am interested how many of them open an account, how many of them wrote a check. And that is going to be the focus here. I am not interested in the background work that you do in terms of calling customers, speaking to customers. Give me results. It's a pure result oriented role. And that is something that you would need to be prepared for. Today, once you complete the program, we will give you all the skill sets that is required in terms of knowledge, in terms of understanding, in terms of dealing with customers, communicating with customers, what or where are the sources of such customers which you can reach out to. But it would require a lot of legwork from you, right? Right from getting appointments, speaking to customers, convincing them, talking about our products and services, handling objections, and finally closing sales. So it is a process which will, which might start maybe an X point and take maybe a couple of weeks or maybe months, or at times, depending upon your skill sets, might happen the sales might come faster. That is the kind of role that we are looking at. You'll be facing a lot of rejection. There are a lot of customers out there who will have their own thought processes, who will have their own thinking. At no point in time would we want to get into a zone where we are at conflict with the customer. Remember, each and every customer very, very precious and critical to the bank, right? So your interactions with them will have to be in a manner which is respectful of their position, respectful of the business that they give us, at the same time, confident and assertive about the products that we have to offer. Right? So whenever I speak to an HNI customer, I have done my groundwork. I have done my prep before I meet these customers. I meet these customers with a specific agenda of business. Servicing is a part of it, right? So while I meet customers, the priority reason or the primary reason why I'm meeting these customers is making sure I get business out of them. And in the meanwhile, yes, if the customer has service requirements, I also handle that well. Doesn't mean that I discount on the service piece, because one badly handled service requirement from the customer is enough to move the customer away from your bank. So sales and service going hand in hand, but let's understand, as a relationship manager, I would need to be competent in both. I can't have a mindset which says that, I will do only sales, service someone else will handle. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't work that way. You are the single point contact for your customers, which means that irrespective of the kind of request which comes your way, you should be in a position to handle that. For that, you may have to liaison or network with 10 other people within the bank, maybe speak to other departments, get that organized, but the responsibility would always be on you, right? So getting business, handling their services requirements, both going hand in hand. Today, relationship managers are expected to cross-sell. Why they are expected to cross-sell? Because the customers who have been mapped to you are already availing the account, are already account holders, are already availing some services. What is it that you bring extra? Yeah, where are the opportunities where the customer can be better engaged with the bank? These are the things that the bank is looking for. So today, when we talk about a performance appraisal of you at the end of the year, I will want to know what are the added products that you sold to this customer during the year. What is the added volume of business that you brought into their bank accounts? What were the additional number of accounts that you opened through the references, maybe of their family members, so on and so forth. And these become critical parameters. How is the customer's expectation of dealing with you? As a relationship manager, while you are doing your bit, the bank is also consciously seeking a feedback from all your customers. They are consciously seeking a reply from the customers that, okay, today if you have met Vidya, how was the interaction with Vidya? Were you happy? Even, any customer focused bank, any customer oriented bank, these would be the touch points where the customer gives or expresses his or her opinion. Right? Today, even if I log into a platform like internet banking, I'm sure all of you all would have seen those messages at the end. Spend a minute or two for feedback. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you didn't like. Right? A similar kind of feedback is constantly being sought from your customers. So while I might think, I did a fantastic role, the meeting went off very well and I handled all the questions, maybe the customer has a different perspective. Maybe the customer feels, oh, I was expecting much more, but she did not meet, the requirements, or the relationship manager did not give me all the solutions, or maybe I did not find the relationship manager knowledgeable. Now, that is the kind of feedbacks that might come from your customers. And these feedbacks will also be instrumental in your career growth. How is it the customers feel? What is the customer's opinion about the skills of a relationship manager? So very, very intricate role, very, very challenging role, but at the same time, very rewarding as well. Why do people come to sales? What are the top reasons why people take a sales role? Let's understand that. Why do people take a sales role? What is the draw in a sales profile? Let's check with Dikshita. Dikshita, do you have an answer for that? Dikshita Jadhav.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Morning.
The sales profile is our
Switch on the video,
to be-
please, when we speak. Let me not repeat this instruction with every participant. Switch on the video and talk to us.
Yes, now
Go ahead.
the sales profile is a meeting with the customers and introduce the products and services,
Hmm.
and the connection with the customers is is the sales, is the profile is that.
So that is the profile. But why do people
Yeah.
opt for a sales role?
Who wants to love to interact with the customers or
Okay.
people to connect with and share the things, and
Okay.
love to share the means connect with people who love, then
Hmm.
it's like a sales.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Let's check with the others as well. Swaraj, the hand is raised for some time. Go ahead. Let me check with Swaraj.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hmm.
So, a relationship manager is a manager in which he attracts, he binds the old customers and attracts the new one,
Hmm.
and tells the old customers to influence others also to come in the business to attract new customers.
Okay. So what is the question asked here, Swaraj, for which you are responding? What was the question asked?
Ma'am, the question was asked that how you will initiate the new business in the market.
Is that the question asked? No, that was not the question asked. Let's check with Shubham. Shubham, what is the question asked?
Yes, ma'am. Wait a minute, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the question was asked that why people opt for sales role, sales
Correct.
profile.
Very good.
So the answer is as although the sales profile is a target-based profile, but the rewards are really means there are incentives on achieving target. They are quarterly targets also. So
Hmm.
as we achieve the targets, we got remarkable incentives. So
Okay, so
there is
incentives being a very important factor for choosing a sales
yeah,
role. Anything else?
yeah. Ma'am, moreover, we develop a huge relationship base
Hmm.
within our area. So it is also, I guess, it is also a positive thing
Yeah.
for
Okay.
anyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear it from Manideep. Yes, Manideep, your thoughts? Manideep, are you around? Please respond. Unmute yes, no. Shubham, lower your hand. Let's check with Satyam.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, basically this profile, like,
Hmm.
ma'am, wait for a sec. Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I forgot the question. Actually, you are asking about the why sales profile means why people join the sales profile. Basically, there are three reasons, ma'am. Firstly, ma'am, the people like I was in sales field, then I like to interact with the people. Like when we are in sales field, we like to interact more number of people. There,
Hmm.
it's our day-to-day duty. Second, ma'am, the person, ma'am, who is in sales profile, he has, ma'am, like some target, quarterly, monthly targets are assigned to him, and when we are just fulfilling the target, there are some sort of incentive that are given to us. So it is also one of the most important factor. Like when any person is working in sales, so he is like desperate about incentives. And third point is, ma'am, basically recognition, ma'am. Like in different sectors there are in the organization, ma'am, the sales profile is the most important factor where we can get easily recognizable by the management.
Okay.
And these
All
three
right.
factors according.
Yes, all very pertinent points. Today, when I talk about a sales role is someone, sales, it's because of sales that I have customers in the bank. Only if I have customers in the bank will I service them, and then the service piece comes in. But if the sales role is removed, the banks would not function. And that is the criticality of the role. I need salespeople. Salespeople, important and vital for any organization to grow. So the role itself demands that kind of attention. Secondly, sales is a role where you can have fast track careers, right? Unlike the other verticals or other departments, a person in a sales role will always be in focus. A highly performing salesperson will be recognized by one and all because of the kind of volumes, the kind of impact he makes to the bottom line of the organization. The service fees, yes, no doubt, they are also equally important and recognized, but the visibility of a salesperson vis-a-vis visibility of a service person, the salesperson will always be more visible. In terms of personal, what does it inform me personally? If I am in the role of a sales profile, I tend to make bigger money, greater money when I'm in a sales role. Today, in a bank like Axis, which works on the quarterly incentive model, every 3 months, apart from the salary that I take home, I also make substantial incentives, which means greater my contribution, greater is the incentives that I make. And believe me, this is over and above the salary that I make, right? Unlike the person, let's say in the ops team or a service team, who takes home a fixed amount of salary every month, and maybe at the end of the year, depending upon the performance, takes home an added bonus. For me, the gains are much higher, so directly proportional to my productivity. So I make an X amount of business, a percentage of it is given to me as incentives. I make a higher volume of business, higher is the incentives that are up for grabs. And these are incentives that are coming to me every quarter on quarter. Apart from the salary, I make substantial money. I talked about visibility. Now here is a person in a role which is visible. Every time I do fantastic business, my name is splashed all across the organization. I am, more visible, due to which my career is fast tracked. I have a faster growth in the organization because I am visible. Everybody knows me, right? Everybody understands the contribution that I've made. So today, if I bring to the organization one very good priority banking customer, look at the kind of openings that I get. I get introduced to that customer's friends, family, inner circle. I can talk about business. I can bring that kind of business, and not only from the customer, but all the affiliated, associated people who are in close connect with the customer. So that is some of the key reasons. Today, if I have to be a salesperson and a good salesperson, I need to have excellent communication skills. And communication skills doesn't mean that, I am only conversant in English, or maybe I can speak to customers only in Hindi. I have to be flexible. I have to be adaptable. I have to be approachable to any and every kind of customers. Look at the kind of customers that I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with top-end doctors. I'm dealing with senior management customers. I'm dealing with businessmen. I might be dealing with senior citizens, right? So the profile of customers is varied, which means that I should have the sensibility to interact with each of these diverse customer groups. So when I'm talking to a businessman, the things that a businessman looks for, or the things, the requirements and needs of a businessman would be very, very different from, let's say, a customer who's a senior citizen. And I should be in a position to engage equally well with a senior citizen as well, because the senior citizen is someone who is keeping that kind of business with me, has retired, has worked all his life, has generated a huge corpus, and that corpus is with me. I am managing the accounts. Now, if I'm in good connect with the senior citizen customer, I also have access to the accounts of the children. I also have accounts to similar senior citizens, people who are retiring, close to retirement. Imagine what is the kind of corpus that they bring to the bank, right? So let's say if I'm a person who's about to retire, look at the PF amount that would come my way, 40, 50 lakhs on an average that is coming to me as an investment. And I'm asking my financial advisor, what do I do with this money? How do you plan my investments, right? So each and every customer group becoming very, very important. And the more connected I am with this diverse set of people, the better it is. A salesperson will always be more of an extrovert. Right? Why? Because the position demands that I meet with people, I am friendly, I engage with people, people find it interesting to talk to me, right? So as a personality, it grows, right? So it is not like a mundane job that I do. Each day is challenging, because today I am meeting a businessman, tomorrow I'm meeting a doctor. right? Unlike maybe a role of a operations person, for example, a teller who's only receiving cash, giving cash. That is the only kind of change. The person in front of him keeps changing, but in terms of the job that they do, nothing much changes. All 360 days of the year that the person is working in the branch, that is the only profile that the person does. In terms of engagement, very, very minimal talk the person might have with the other person. So here you have a huge network of people that you know. So right from maybe celebrities to maybe a doctor to professionals to senior executives, the diverse group of people that you are interacting with. Every customer bringing you that kind of information and knowledge. So today when I'm talking about a businessman with regards to the business, I need to know a little bit about the client. What is the kind of business that the person is doing? Tomorrow, if I need to take accounts of his friends, they might be in similar businesses, right? So my knowledge levels are constantly being enhanced. I have a more 360-degree perspective as against a very limited micro view of any department. Today, as a relationship manager, I am expected to handle not only the banking transactions of the customer, like for example, checkbook nahi hai, card nahi hai, and I'm handling that request. Simultaneously, a customer has told that, I want to set up overdraft working capital limit for my account. So Vidya arrange that. So I also have to look into that. I am looking into a situation where a customer has requested me, arrange for an education loan. My son is going to go abroad for higher studies. So I'm looking into that aspect. So look at the kind of exposure I have across all the various verticals of the bank. I am a more complete banker, so to say, because of my knowledge with respect to all the fields. So that is what I'm saying. People who are interested should be up for all these challenges, should be up to understand that there are a lot of benefits that are coming your way, consciously, unconsciously. Yes, the challenge of the pressures also will be immense. But as the growth, as a person who's starting off your career, or you've just started off a journey with Axis Bank, these would be the touch points which would be very important. Tomorrow, 2 years down the line, the kind of person that you develop into, with the kind of network, with the kind of knowledge that you have, would be very, very different from what you would have possibly done in any other role. And that is the beauty of the sales role, right? You are constantly fluid. You need to start thinking on the feet. You need to handle situations that happen, that come up on the spot, because each customer's requirement will be very, very different. And at the same time, the rewards that you get, the recognition that you get across the bank, across the customers, to be well appreciated for your work, your communication skills improve, you are meeting with the cream of customers, right? So when you're interacting with customers also, it's not all sundry customers that you're meeting, but very, very select customers that you're interacting with. And these are some of the key factors that I would say were a huge points which attracted me towards this role. So today, when I talk about individuals who have had fast track growths, people who have risen in the organization, if you look back, these would primarily be on the general part. Most of the time, these would be people who would be handling a sales profile. All right. So coming back to the relationship manager increases the market share. Why it increases the market share? Because I'm bringing more and more customers, and that's how the bank's market share is improving. Enhances the bank's profitability. Each and every customer whom I onboard is also going on to use multiple more products of the bank. So more the products the customer uses, greater is the profitability. Builds long-term relationships, right? That is the constant effort of the relationship manager, that I am able to connect with the customer. I am able to build a rapport with the customer, a rapport which does not break easily. Today, when you look at your close circle of friends, right? These could be friends that are there with you, maybe from your school years, from your college years. And even if you don't meet them regularly, the warmth that is there in the relationship, right? That transcends everything. So today I might not be writing an email or be connected on a daily basis over WhatsApp or a telephone call, but still that connect is there, right? And that is what we talk about, the connect and rapport with customers. How is it that the customers feel that, okay, Vidya is just a phone call away. It's okay if I don't meet her, but anytime I have a need, let me pick up the phone and speak to her first. Why? Because she has quality suggestions. She has an idea of the market. She will be the person who will give me the best suggestions, solutions. And in the past, whatever has been recommended by her has always given me very positive results, right? She brings in a very unique insight, right? So today when I am looking, let's say I am a customer who is looking at home loan options. I have 4 bank accounts and I'm speaking to all my bankers. Now, what is the perspective that you as a relationship manager bring to the conversation, which the customer is looking forward, will be very, very unique. Unique to you, unique to your bank and your bank products. And every banker there, like you, the relationship managers of competition banks will be talking about the USPs of the product to the customer. Now, how is it that you pitch will become very, very important, because the customer should feel, wow, now this is something that I did not hear before. Or maybe, wow, what a good presentation. Maybe the product, this is the kind of feedback that the bank is receiving on so and so product. Remember, as a bank, the bank needs no introduction. Axis Bank is in a very comfortable position as one of the top leading banks of the country. You don't have to hard sell your products. Why? Because consciously the bank has been designing products which are good, be it in terms of quality, be it in terms of the features and benefits that they have. It is all dependent on your pitch, how you pitch the product. How do you make it sound interesting, right? Any good salesperson, if you see, or if you hear, you would want to hear them more. You would want to hear about the product more. And that is the beauty of the pitch. And that is what we would want to capture upon, right? So today, when I'm doing a comparison, let's say between an ICICI or an HDFC or a Kotak product vis-a-vis Axis Bank, you will not find that Axis Bank products are not doing well, or are relatively not at par with the competition products. We are at par with the competition products. How you pitch it, how you make it interesting will be what it counts. Products are more or less similar across the banking channels. Why? Because competition has to, if I have to survive in a competition, I have to offer something similar. So today I can't have a product which doesn't have the features which what, let's say, an ICICI or HDFC is offering, because that is a negative against my product. That if these banks can offer XYZ features and my product doesn't have, I can't survive for long. I will need to upgrade and give a product feature which is similar or better than what the other competition is giving. So that's why we say, have confidence in your products. Your products are very good. The services that you offer are going to be the benchmark why the customers stick to you. So build long-term relationships. When you have long-term relationships, it means that the customer is looking forward to seeing and hearing from you time and again. It is not a one-time interaction that, I had a target for credit card today. I picked up this customer, spoke about credit card, sold the credit card, and then I did not ever look back. It is not that kind of a profile. This is a customer that I need to keep engaging. Now, depending upon the value of the customer, the importance of the customer to the bank, be it in terms of potential, be it in terms of the actual business value that the customer holds, the frequency of interaction that you have with the customer will keep changing, right? Some customers who don't keep those kind of balances, maybe you might not meet very frequently. But customers who have substantial balances, you will be required to meet more frequently, right? Because these are important. And any kind of disturbance in the relationship or any kind of strain in the relationship can prove costly, not only for you, but also for the bank. So build up long-term relationships in a highly competitive environment. Relationship banking would want to achieve that objective, where I am connected with the customer feels connected with me, customer doesn't have any hangups in picking up a call and speaking out to me. My doors are open. I always pick up the customer's call. I respond to a customer's mail, right? The customer calls me, I am there at the customer's office or residence. Time is not of a problem because I can work around. So sometimes my schedules would require me to stay a little longer. Maybe I might have to start a day a little earlier, but flexibility is what comes with sales. Today, if I'm a salesperson, I am not sitting at my desk the whole day. I'm constantly moving, which means I have the capacity to arrange my appointments, right? The day I would want to wrap up early, I have the flexibility there. The day I would want to start off a little late, I can have that, right? So those kind of flexibility which comes in, flexibility of movement is available only in a sales profile. You decide how your day is planned. You decide the engagements for the day, right? Today, when we talk about a relationship banker, the expectation of the bank is you will be in the role of a farmer. Yeah, who's a farmer? A farmer is someone who nurtures the relationship, right? Right from a seed to a sapling, to a plant, to a full grown tree. You know, it's a constant engagement, a constant nurturing of the relationship. We are around, we take care, we look into the parameters and help the relationship grow. As the relationship grows, the roots become stronger, the connect with the is stronger. It is not like a one-time role, right? Like a one-time sales. One-time sales is like maybe the role of a hunter, right? You go out there, you kill, you bring the product for the day, and after that there is no, you know, there is no further scope in the relationship. That is where the relationship ends. A one-time kill. We don't want that kind of business. We want repeat business from our customers. So when we talk about interactions, I will be more happy with a relationship manager who might not give me those big numbers, but I can depend on him or her to do consistent numbers, right? So thoda roj karo, I'm happy with that relationship manager. Unlike that, I have a relationship manager who might do a big bang business, but I don't know when, right? So it might happen once in 3 months, or it might happen once in a year. So I'm not looking for one-time sales. Even if it doesn't happen, I am okay. If it happens, well and good, very nice. But I want someone who is consistent. I want someone who brings me that granular business, connects with all my customers, and in that journey, if those sales happen, if those wonders happen, very good. I mean, that is what eventually you're hired for, right? Do we have any questions here? Let me take a pause. Any questions that come to mind? Because this is going to be critical. There would be questions that would be asked upon the role clarity, and I would want each one of you to be very, very clear what is the expectation here, be it in terms of acquisition, be it in terms of numbers, be it in terms of the target-driven role that you have, be it in terms of service that you are expected to do, because everything is included. Yes, Swaraj. Go ahead. Your question,
My
please.
question is about the third point of you contribute to build a long-term relationship in highly competitive environment.
Correct.
I didn't understand this point.
What
Third
have
point.
you understood from the point? You tell me that. What is your understanding of the third point?
According to my understanding is that when a customer comes inside the bank, when a customer is engaged with the bank from the 6 months.
From the 6 months meaning?
From 6 months, suppose
Swaraj,
a customer came in bank
I don't see your face. Just whatever the device. Okay.
Yeah. So if the customer came in bank in month of February.
Okay.
And 6 months is now, that is July.
Okay.
So within the 6 months, if the customer is not happy or frustrated with the bank, then we have to suggest some changes. We have to guide the customer that we are very sorry. We can clarify a doubt if you are having any problem with the bank.
Okay.
And
but why wait for 6 months? Swaraj, why wait for 6 months?
No,
for us to clarify the doubt?
No, means from February he was in the bank. He was associated as a customer. But in this month only he faced a challenge.
Okay. So you joined this month, or this month first time customer faced a problem? What is the scenario here?
This time first month customer faced the problem.
Okay. So after 6 months of an association with Axis Bank, customer requested for something wherein he or she had a problem. Okay, continue.
Yes, sir. and then we will build up, we will give him guidance that it was a bank mistake or
Okay.
a false mistake.
Okay.
Then a customer can be with the associated with the bank for long term.
Correct. Correct. And that is the agenda. So today, if you have a customer, let's say you have onboarded in February. From February, you are consistently meeting with him or her. You are addressing whatever their needs are. So it has her journey. It has a vintage of 6 months. मैंने 6 months तक आपका काम देखा है. आप मेरे से जुड़े हुए हो. You were responsible, instrumental for opening my account, right? Now, after 6 months into the relationship, suddenly maybe I gave you something to do which you were not able to do on time. There's been a little bit of a challenge. There's been a little bit of miscommunication due to which I am upset. But do you think one isolated instance can, change the entire relationship? Because it also depends on what is the kind of bonding that I have created with you in the last 6 months. Right? That is going to be very, very important. अगर मेरा आपके साथ connect बैठा ही नहीं है ये 6 महीने में, then one single instance is also like, I'm sorry, I will not tolerate this goof up or mistake. Swaraj, I want to close my account. Either ये scenario हो सकता है या फिर I have had such a good relationship with you and I know that, गलतियां हो जाती है कभी-कभी. I am willing to let it slide. I say, ठीक है Swaraj, okay, fine. आपने नहीं किया. You were supposed to do it, let's say last week, and it still has not happened. I'm allowing you, please make sure you get that done in the next 3 days. And that could be a scenario where I am tolerating, I am adjusting, accommodating maybe a goof up that has happened. But that will depend on what has been my association with you. Yeah, should I give Swaraj a second chance or not is entirely dependent on Swaraj's interaction with me. Are your customers comfortable? Are your customers the rapport and connect that you have, the relationship that you have that allows you that kind, kabhi kabhi, it happens. It is not necessarily maybe you personally who were responsible. Maybe there was a goof up at back end, or maybe things did not happen within the timelines that were told or communicated to the customer. But should the customer accept or not is my choice, right? At the end of the day, I decide whether I should allow that to slide or whether I'm okay with it and I say, okay, fine, let it go. But, please make sure you do that quickly. So that is where the beauty of the relationship, that is where the connect of the relationship. आप सोचो ना, कल आप friends के साथ बात कर रहे हो, आपके family के साथ बात करते हो. It doesn't mean that things don't happen. You don't have arguments, you don't have fights. But is that fight so strong that it breaks the relationship? Or is it something that you can still move on and continue, right? And that is exactly what relationship banking is all about. Today, there might be a situation where the bank is at fault, or maybe things have not worked out as per the customer's needs. But is that so serious that the customer has to move out? Imagine, it's not an easy step. Today, when I have a bank account, ऐसे ही एक दिन सुबह उठ के मैं decide नहीं कर लेती कि I'll close all my bank accounts and shift it somewhere else. I also have multiple points that I need to take care. It could be my investments, it could be my loans that are running, it could be the kind of accounts that I'm using, the kind of services that I'm using. शायद मेरा ECS जुड़ा हुआ है, शायद मेरा stocks का portfolio जुड़ा हुआ है, my insurance premiums are going. So it doesn't happen overnight. But ये चीज अगर आप 3 time और करो customer के साथ, wherein promises are being made, not being delivered, the service levels are pathetic, then so I will definitely take a stand. Yeah, because I'm giving you business, I'm giving you valuable business, and you are accountable for the job that you do. So you can't take that responsibility lightly. So again, these are things, situations that you will have to face. And that is why we say long-term relationships. We don't want relationships breaking for small things. If the relationship is so fragile that it breaks over a small thing, that means there was no rapport and connect in the first place. आपका rapport connect है ही कहाँ कि आप एक customer का situation, a difficult situation cannot be handled by you. It talks about the lack of competency that you have, right? Does that make sense, Faraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that is exactly what we are trying to say.
Ma'am.
Today, when we take over portfolios, आपके जो 200 customers हैं, have already a relationship with Axis Bank and have had been dealing with priority relationship managers of the past. तो अगर वो previous RM अच्छा था, तो उनकी expectations आपसे भी वही होंगी. They will expect similar kind of service, if not more. So I was very happy with, let's say, Swaraj, my previous relationship manager. He was so happy. I mean, I was very happy. Whatever I used to tell him, he used to deliver. And today, when someone else comes over, I am comparing that relationship manager to Swaraj, my previous RM. Now, if that person fails to deliver, I will be disappointed. And now that disappointment, how crucial it is, how critical it is for me to exit the relationship from the bank, or maybe still stick around, because I also know aap naye ho, you might take a day or two, what maybe Swaraj used to do in a day's time, maybe you take 2 days because you're still learning the system, and that much understanding I can give you. But let's say aap 6 mahina ho gaya hai aap RM role mein and still you're goofing up, why should I tolerate? Why should I tolerate such kind of situation? These are the thoughts that are running from the customer's point of view. All right, let's move to Aishwarya, who has a question. Go ahead, Aishwarya.
Good morning. Ma'am,
Yeah.
according to me, build up the long-term relationship in a highly competitive environment. Then, ma'am, and there is so many competition in banking sector.
Yeah.
Other banks offer so many insurance policies, loans rate. So we have to responsible for our bank to give the customer a good opportunity, good rate of interest, good policies according to another bank. So we are accountable for that, and we have made a long relationship between customer.
Correct. So our competitive products are also equally, we need to be careful about what is it that we talk about competition. How much do we know about competition? And that's why we say, as a relationship manager, it is not only sufficient knowing your products and services, but you should also be aware of what is out there in the market. What is the competition that I'm facing? If tomorrow a customer asks me why Axis Bank product and why not HDFC, I should have an answer ready. The HDFC product ke samne, where does Axis Bank score? What is the beauty of my product? And that much awareness, if I'm not there, I will not be able to give a suitable reply or a satisfactory reply to this customer. So these are skills that you will need to know. The awareness. Why do we say, keep reading, keep learning about banking, about Axis Bank, about your competition, your environment? Because knowing your products the basic responsibility hai. मुझे मेरा बैंक क्या बेच रहा है, I should know for sure because I am employed and that is the role that I have to sell my product. So knowing that is important, is vital. But I also need to know how is it, because customer listens from 10 different sources and then he's coming to me checking with why should I take your product? So that would be the time when I would want to step in. That if you have been speaking to so and so, this is where I fare better. This is what the USP of my bank is. This is what the features are which nobody else is offering. And how I pitch, how I make it interesting will be the benchmark that customers will define. Today, when I talk about a relationship manager, not everybody in the bank gets a relationship manager. So your services are valued. Please understand that. I have a 10,000 rupee customer who might want a relationship manager, but Axis Bank is not giving. So the relationship manager comes into the picture for customers who hold a savings bank balance of 2 lakh and more, right? वो अपने savings account में 2 lakh and more रख पाते हैं. इसीलिए उनको relationship manager services are being offered. So understand there are a lot of variants, and if you have managed to go through the Axis Bank website, please have a look into the savings account products that they have. A whole list of more than 10-15 account variants available for savings bank, and premium banking or priority banking is one of the products where the customer is expected to have a savings account balance of 2 lakh and above. Right? So it is not your common customer. It is a customer who can keep that much money in a savings account. Look into your balances. Yeah, think about the balances that our parents keep. And now look into a customer who's keeping a balance of 2 lakh minimum in his savings account. And this is only the savings balance. There are a whole lot of other investments as well. Right? Now that is the kind of customer that I'm dealing with. So today when I'm looking for you to onboard new customers, these are the kind of customers that we want you to bring. Customers who can keep those amounts confidently, comfortably. Now, business ke pressure mein, you convince someone, tell them to give a check of 2 lakh, ask them to open an account. It is not going to work. Let me tell you right now. Yeah, because a lot of times we get into that zone where customer, though they do not meet the benchmark, we push them into that bracket and then we realize कि वो balance जाने वाला है. जब वो balance जाएगा, आपको और ज़्यादा दिक्कत आएगी. Yeah, because you open an account saying that this is a priority customer, but and you find that the customer is not able to maintain those balances. Not only maintain those balances, the customer is not even able to avail of other products which are used by priority customers, right? So there is a lot of focus on the kind of customers that you'll bring. So as a practice, bring customers who fit the profile. Do not try to adjust the customer profile because you have targets, because it will not be a long run strategy. Today, if I've onboarded a customer in July, I can't have a situation ki aap rakho and August mein aap nikal lo. I will be questioned. Why is a customer whose account I have opened is not able to maintain those balances from the very next month? These are customers whose balances are going to be constantly daily checked. MISs will come on the balance statements of your customers, the depletion in the accounts, the inflow into these accounts. So a customer who does not fit, forget maintaining the balance, वो inflow भी आएगा नहीं उस customer के account में. तो दिक्कतें आपको ज्यादा होंगी. So try and understand that it is the responsibility of a relationship manager to bring the right set of customers onto board. Because if you fail in that basic duty, all the other opportunities that you were supposed to get from the right customer, you will not be in a position to leverage, right? So please be conscious the kind of customers that I need from each one of you, the kind of business that I'm looking forward from each one of you. A person, on the contrary, if I choose a person who's wealthy, for whom 2 lakhs lying in a savings account does not matter, if that is the kind of customer that I'm interacting with, look at the opportunities that come to me. Because he has sufficient balances, he is also able to give me added products. The kind of customers that this gentleman will be dealing with as friends or someone who is a business acquaintance, they will all be of that level, of that category. So tomorrow when I open his or her friends' accounts, these accounts will be sufficiently be able to maintain those balances. They will all be from the same social strata, जो हम बोलते हैं ना. They belong to the same circles. They have similar tastes. Their requirements are very, very similar. So understand the profile of your customer, understand what is the expectation of the bank. So customers today are paying and are keeping those kind of balances to avail of your services. Your services are at a premium, and that is how you need to conduct yourself, right? I am a relationship manager. I am someone who is there to help and assist you. You will find it easier interacting with me rather than 10 other people in the bank, right? I would want you to offer my services for the balances that you keep. And that is how a relationship manager would be important in the bank. Today, you are looking into all the aspects of the customer relationship. You have a 360-degree view of the customer, which means आपको पता है customer क्या करता है, what is the family into, कौन है customer के family में, what are they doing, what the customer needs, what are the kind of assets the customer has, customer के पास कितनी कार हैं, customer के पास कितने घर हैं, all that intricate details, right? The financial details which others don't have, you should be in a position to have. And that is the kind of close connect that we would want. Not everybody knows everything. But when I'm dealing with a priority customer, I have a complete overview. So today at any point in time, if my boss comes and asks, tell me something about Mr. Agarwal, I know everything about Mr. Agarwal, right from where he stays, what kind of car he drives, who all are there in the family, who are, the close network of people around him, what are his tastes and preferences when it comes to investments, what is the current relationship value that I have, what is the projected business that I'm thinking to get from him, complete 360-degree overview. Because I'm giving you very, very select customers. I'm giving you 200, 300 odd customers, and I want you to know everything about them. And that is the role of a relationship manager. Today, when we talk about a relationship manager is handling a customer who is intelligent. He might not have degrees sometimes, you know, because you come across all kinds of people. उनके पास बड़ी degree नहीं होंगी, but he will be someone who is sharp. So do not think that you are speaking to a customer who doesn't know anything. These people know everything. They are very good at what they do. So if I am a businessman, I am a businessman who is well established, right? I am running a successful business. I am a doctor. I am a chartered accountant. I am qualified. So you're dealing with qualified, intelligent people, right? So these are not people who are dumb, who don't know. No, these are very, very aware people, people who travel, right? So not only within the country, but internationally also. That is the kind of customers that I'm talking about. Someone who's used to priority programs with other banks as well. So it is not that sirf Axis mein unka priority account hai. They must be having premium accounts with HDFC. They must be having privilege accounts with ICICI, so on and so forth. So I am not the only banker. I am not the only person who is interacting with this customer. So the customer's wealth is spread across multiple banks. So that is the kind of customer that I'm dealing with, someone who's aware, someone who's well-traveled, someone who's intelligent. And what is it that I can do to engage with such a customer better? Right now, this is not a person who is starting on a job, or this is not a person who is, you know, just out of college. Aisa customers aapke isme nahi rahenge. These would be customers who are well established. So that's why understand your target segment, understand your target customer and their needs, and accordingly pitch. So today, when I'm talking about customers, maybe they don't require too much of information from you because they already have the information. Now, what you need to do is, what is it about the quality of service that makes a difference in these customers' lives? So we need to handle them differently. The expectations are very, very different from our HNI customers. They demand service. These are people who want to get their things done. So if I have a relationship manager, the relationship manager better deliver on the promises that they have made. I require something urgently, you do things urgently, right? So if I say that you have a deadline of 2 days and you need to arrange this, you go all out to arrange that for the customer in 2 days' time, right? Whatever may be the tat, whatever behind the scenes that you may be doing, interacting, networking, the expectations will be very high. These are customers, aap nahi karenge to fine, I have someone else who will do it for me. You know, as simple as that. So if you want to get a connect with the customer, get a rapport with the customers, you will have to do things as per their taste and preferences, right? Now, this is a customer who enjoys the status. These are customers who will be demanding, who will be challenging. Today, I also am looking to figure out what is that extra that you're offering me. And that is why we constantly keep coming across offers, schemes for our priority customers, because it is important for the bank to keep them happy. And the relationship manager is a tool, is a medium through which I offer these products and services to the customer and inform them and keep them happy, making sure that, you know, they still avail, they come back to me for further products and services. So today, if you are talking about the general age group of your priority customers, they would be in the range of 35 to 45 years, you know, the middle-age segment. That would be mostly, primarily the customers that you're dealing with. If they are working, they would be in a senior position in a company. They would be well educated. They would be affluent, meaning they have substantial wealth, the kind of cars that they drive, the kind of homes that they live in, the kind of profile, the lifestyle that they have, will all be upper middle class, affluent segment. Frequent travelers, right? It could be for work, it could be for personal travel. They will be very comfortable with technology. So you might not have to show them, sir, this is internet banking and this is how you log in and this is what you need to do. No, very few occurrences aise honge. These will be people who will be comfortable with technology. So they can do their things on their own. These will be people who will be drawing on an average. The income would be in the range of 15 to 45 lakhs. You know, that is the income bracket of the customer who is coming into a priority banking segment. Now, when I'm someone who is, you know, respected in society, someone who has a status and position for himself, and I have a relationship manager who's expected to do things for me, remember that would be the kind of interaction with the customer as well. So today, when I am talking to my relationship manager, I expect solutions. I don't want relationship manager to tell me, sir, ye problem ho gayi, ye dikkat ho gayi, so on. I don't want excuses. I want results. So that would be the mindset when you are interacting with such customers. They are very, very confident in the kind of business that they do. And they will keep stressing on that point that I place funds in your bank and you are there to make sure that, I don't face any challenges or problems. So let us understand our role. Let us understand the impact of the customer's business to us and accordingly engage, right? Sometimes we don't, the engagement does not happen properly, due to which there are problems, right? Customer finds that a little bit of reluctance from the relationship manager, or the connect or the rap or the words that we use, those become very, very critical. These people have ego, a little bit of ego, so ego massaging karna padega. You will have to keep them happy, you will have to compliment them, but at the same time, let it not come across as fake. Sometimes we don't know how to compliment well, and that creates a problem, right? So these customers are used to people talking good about them, right? No customer, especially of this kind, will be talked badly about by the relationship managers. So when you are speaking with these customers, that finesse and culture has to reflect. You need to make sure that you give them due importance. You make them know that they are special. So when you treat them with, that preferred treatment which they are looking for, they'll be happy. If you do not treat them well, they'll be very, very disappointed, upset, and angry. So today I am an HNI customer. I walked into the branch, Aapke Axis branch, where I have walked in. Nobody looks at me. Nobody attends to me. I will be upset. I will be angry. I am a premium customer and nobody even came up to talk to me. On the contrary, I walk in and I have a relationship manager who gets up from the seat, comes forward, wishes me warmly, takes me to the priority lounge, the area, the conference room, which is specifically kept for priority customers, offers me tea, coffee, refreshments, checks with me, feels happy to see me. That is what is making that difference in the priority customer. Don't expect me to stand in line. Don't expect me to wait for queues. Don't direct me to 10 different counters. No. So are you able to understand the difference between the expectations of a priority customer and a regular customer? Please confirm. Yes, no. Is it making sense? Please let me know. Yeah. All right. So that is the kind of treatment that we will have to give, where we pamper them, where we treat them with special attention, care. And once they are happy with that kind of treatment, and when they see that the relationship manager is doing all that, that is what makes me happy. And if I have a relationship manager who takes special care of me, wishes me on my birthday, maybe, comes out and tells me, ma'am, this is an offer that is specially for you, that has been curated for you, I am very happy. Then I'm happy with the bank. But someone who doesn't pick up my call, let's say I call up my relationship manager, the relationship manager doesn't pick up my call. I've written an email, the email is not being responded to. I was promised something, the promises are undelivered. You are in for trouble, and trouble, big time trouble, so to say, because I am a customer who also has contacts, right? So I'm not only dealing with you, maybe I know 4 levels over your bosses as well. All it takes is one phone call. I might speak to the MD, or maybe I speak to someone in the management, and I say that I'm not happy. I have a relationship manager who is not servicing me well, or has a problem with, responding, is not prompt enough, is not efficient enough, right? So today, for a regular customer, maybe you might go back, sir, ek form mein sign reh gaya. Yeah, this paperwork was not collected. With a priority customer, think twice. Think twice, because they really don't have the time to entertain. These will be people who will be extremely busy with their lives. So today, if I have to speak to Mr. Sharma, maybe I have to call up 4 times, speak to the secretary, and then finally I get a meeting with Mr. Sharma, provided if he or she is in town. Right? So those would be the challenges. How many times are you able to meet the customer? If you meet the customer, how much time are you getting? Because let's say if I'm speaking to a very successful doctor, आप सोच सकते हो how much little time the customer or the doctor might give in the middle of a busy schedule to me. And in that timeline, not only do I have to pitch a product, I also have to close a sale. So be prepared. how is it that you will do? How is it that you will engage? And that's why we say you engage with customer as per their preference. So mera 9 to 5 job hai, and I want to speak to the customer between 9 to 5. Maybe it is not possible. It is not feasible. Because even if I land up at that doctor's clinic at 12 o'clock, the customer may be equally busy and I might just get 5 minutes. But let's say if I shift the appointment to, let's say, an 8 o'clock, where the doctor has finished with most of his appointments, clinic 7 baje band ho gayi hai. Now, rather than 5 minutes, I have the beauty of, let's say I get half an hour with this doctor. And that may be the time where I can speak. Because today when I'm speaking with the doctor and the doctor sees 10 customers, 10 patients outside, you can understand the quality of conversation. Kaisa hoga? Haan, jaldi bolo. With your what else? Haan, no, I'm not interested. Go next. You know, that would be the conversation. Hurried, fast paced. So for me, the agenda of meeting the doctor has been achieved. But has it resulted into something? Not necessarily. Why? Because the conversations hui nahi. मुझे मिले ही 10 minutes. उसमें also the doctor had received 2 phone calls. There was a nurse who interrupted, patients who are waiting, and it did not happen. But if I am flexible and I have stretched that appointment, let's say to a 7:30 and 8, I find the doctor relaxed. Now the doctor doesn't have any pressing issues. I can have a good conversation with the doctor where I can talk about what I need. So these would be the kind of flexibility that would be expected. Work around it. Right? So not necessarily that every appointment will happen at 8 and 9, but for customers that you feel require that kind of attention, maybe you might have to stretch, because eventually your performance will be your numbers. So those who do good numbers are people who are flexible, who are adaptable, who will not take that as a difficulty or a challenge, because the benefits that are coming your way, if this deal closes, think about that. So you need to be very clear in terms of the goals that you have, in terms of the focus and agenda of what is it that you want to achieve. What is your ultimate objective? Don't look at small challenges, look at the big picture. At the end of the year, how is it others are doing it? And we have a very, very successful track record of people who have done phenomenally well in this role, have risen to branch heads, have risen to higher roles in a very, very short span of time. Because that is the beauty of sales. It opens up those opportunities, increases your contacts. So today a relationship manager is expecting to give preferential treatment to his customers. Every time I walk into Axis Bank, I feel nice. I feel warm. I feel welcome. And again, I might not walk into the branch. I might have an account with, let's say, the Bandra branch in Mumbai, but aaj tak maine branch gayi nahi hu. Why? Because I have a relationship manager who comes over. Why should I bother walking into a branch like a regular customer? Right? And that is the thought process that I have. And I have a relationship manager who is there specifically for me. I call the relationship manager over. I call him to my home, I call him to my office, and I get that preferential services. I want proficient and efficient service delivery, right? And that would be extremely critical in your role. Do what it is quickly, correctly. So I don't want goof-ups from my relationship managers. Be very professional about it. I want a mature person handling my account. I don't want inefficient, childish people, people who are who can't handle that kind of quantum, the relationships. Sometimes, when you talk to priority customers, they have their own way of dealing with people. Sometimes they might be aggressive, sometimes they may be irate, but at the same time, we find a lot of customers who are warm, who are equally receptive. So different people, jaise aapke aas-paas ke log rehte, you have a mixed breed, right? Be it a society that you're living in or the college that you passed out from, you find all kinds of people around you. Similarly, in a portfolio that gets assigned to you, different kinds of people. Expecting that everybody will be nice to me is something, it doesn't work that way, right? Expecting everybody will be bad, that is also not the right picture. So like everything else in life, it will be a mixed bag of customers, which you will need to handle, and make sure you handle that well. Key expectations from these customers: differentiated services. Like I said, you would want to offer them multiple deals, because that is what the bank will offer. Be it in terms of offers, reward points, partnerships like travel, lifestyle, dining experiences. And as we enter into the program, you will see what are the different types of the products that are offered by Axis Bank. Today, differentiated service is the benchmark of a relationship manager. How your service levels are superior, better than what is out there. Today, when we talk about a role of a relationship manager, these are the critical areas of delivery. Acquisition, like we discussed, and I have said that enough since yesterday, that acquiring will be extremely critical for your role. You will need to ensure that you bring the right set of customers into the bank. So acquisition will play an important role. You will need to make sure that whatever business that you have, you grow that business. I give you a portfolio of 5 crores, and after 1 year, again, if it has stayed 5 crores, I, as a bank, will not be happy with your performance. For entire 1 year, you could not grow the business at all, right? While I understand holding on to that 5 crore would have also been equally challenging, but there are relationship managers who have managed to perform, do better. So enhancing the relationship becomes equally critical. Today, you would need to find out how is it that you can connect with these customers and grow that relationship further. Maybe for someone, maybe a X product works. Maybe for someone else, it is the rapport due to which sometimes I request a customer, sir, please, you need to make sure that you buy one and the customer buys. Why? Because that is the rapport that I have. The customer knows for a fact that I will not give him a wrong product or service. The customer knows for a fact that, today it's not often that she requests, right? So that is the comfort that I have in the relationship, but it will not happen with all. It might happen with a few customers with whom I've taken the pain, customers with whom I have a friendly engagement, right? Tomorrow, when you request your friends, do everybody say yes? No, there would be people who might beg to differ, right? There could be different considerations, not necessarily it is a reflection of your performance, but there could be some considerations. Maybe I don't have the funds at this point in time. Maybe something else is more important right now, due to which I don't want to engage into that product. And that's my choice, right? So you can't force customers to do what you want. But you would want to have a scenario where more often than not, customers listen to you and take those recommendations. So deepen the relationship, right? Today, when I say that I know a customer, I know the customer intricately. I know the family setup. I know the profession. I know the background. I know the kind of car he drives. I know the kind of home that he has. I know what are the investments like. What is the preference of the customer like? Where the customer likes to dine, the dining preferences, how he spends his money, his or her money. I have that intricate information, right? I take all steps to retain that customer relationship, that loyalty, right? So if I am good at my job, there's no reason why a customer will move out. I'm not giving him those kind of situations where the customer is upset or angry. I do my honest work. I do my hard work. I do my smart work. Things will materialize. Things will fall into place. It might not happen within 24 hours, but consistently, if I keep doing what I'm expected to do, results will flow. Because customers की requirement होती है. If they have children, those children will grow. If they grow, you have to provide for their safety, their security, their future. They will be requiring help when they go in for universities abroad, studies abroad. That will come in. Today, if I have senior citizen parents, I would want to take care of their health. I would want to protect them for any kind of ailments, diseases. So these are very, very routine, regular requirements that will come. And agar hum nahi puchenge, there would be someone else who takes that business away. So some other relationship manager from a competition bank will move that business away from us. And that's why we say engage with the customer. Know your customers well. So today I know my customer drives a Honda City. ये Honda City का insurance है. He can't take the car out on the road without having adequate insurance. And this is an insurance that gets renewed every year. As a relationship manager, do I know when is that car insurance coming up for renewal? Okay, yes, I know. It is coming up for renewal in August. So what do? मैं जुलाई से अपनी बात शुरू करूंगी कि sir, आपका insurance due है. Let me put up some 3-4 proposals for you where you're getting a good, comprehensive car insurance. Right? So when the car insurance is due in August, the customer knows, yeah, Vidya gave me 2-3 options and one of that was very attractive. Price bhi theek tha, features bhi achhe the. So let me go with that. And that is the advantage of proactive working, where I know what I need and I take steps to do it well. Otherwise, what happens? I am clueless. The customer has a car. No, I don't know which car he drives. Does the customer have motor insurance? I don't know. Hoga, because without insurance, गाड़ी तो चला नहीं सकते. I don't know which company से उन्होंने motor insurance लिया है, क्या value है insurance की, and that is an entire opportunity, a business opportunity which I have not explored because I have not probed with the customer. Right? So you have to create those little scenarios where business can be looked into and do it in the right time. Till the time you probe, things will not happen. Till the time you don't discuss with the customers, it will not happen. So today, when I say the priority banking channel, this is just a snapshot of how the channel works. So you have your priority relationship managers. They report to the branch relationship head. In bigger branches, there will be many relationship managers, and there could be senior PBRMs also, senior priority relationship managers also. In smaller branches, maybe there's only one relationship PBRM, and maybe there's no BRH also, and you directly report into the branch manager. So depending upon the complexity of the branch, the size of the branch, these will change. But otherwise, PBRMs reporting to a branch relationship head, all of them reporting to the branch head, who in turn report to the cluster head, circle head, and regional branch banking head. This is how the vertical looks like. You have opportunities to grow. Today, if you join the relationship management program, usually you will be the entry level, the designation that gets given to you, the grade that gets given to you would be either a deputy manager or a manager. At that level, you are entering. So you are not joining at the base level, but you're joining at a managerial level, either a deputy manager or your manager, depending upon the background and the profile that you have. And then that is the journey ahead. Moving on to the senior manager, AVP, DVP, VP, SVP, so on and so forth. So that is the journey in terms of HR grade that you move. The role that you pick up can be different. So today, once I get promoted, I could be a senior relationship manager, senior PBRM. And if I'm a senior PBRM, maybe I have a team under me. Or maybe post my promotion, I have become a branch head, right? Or maybe I want to choose a different role. I go into maybe an operations role. Choice is yours. But these choices will come to you only after spending a dedicated set amount of time in a particular role. So आज मैंने PBRM role में join किया. End of the year, if I say that, I want to go to some other role, it will not be possible. It will not be entertained. For any kind of role change, you have to spend a minimum of 3 to 4 years in that profile. Only after that will you be allowed to, explore other opportunities. All right. Any questions on the discussion so far? Any doubts? Yes, no?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
After joining in PBRM, in how many years we can be able to DM?
Minimum 2 years to lagega for the first promotion to happen. Yes. Any other questions? Anyone? All clear so far? Remember, friends, Axis Bank is a bank that, rewards performance. In terms of incentives ki structure baat kar lijiye, ya in terms of how you get acknowledged for the next level or for your performance, that is the only benchmark. The system is so transparent कि right from day one आपको पता होगा कि मेरी journey कहाँ जा रही है, कैसी है. And this does not mean कि आप अगर आपके boss के favorite रहोगे तो आपका ज़्यादा जल्दी fast track growth होगा. No, it is completely performance driven. So today it's a very transparent organization. Today you will know where you are, where your colleague is, where you are in the branch, where you are in the circle. Pan India में आपकी ranking क्या है, daily मुझे पता है. And I also know which is the products जहाँ पे मैं अच्छी कर रही हूँ, which are the products where there is a deficit, how much is the deficit. So very, very transparent. So today I don't need someone to tell me. ऐसा नहीं है कि I work very hard throughout the year and then I realize, oh, I'm not getting a promotion. Why? No, ऐसा कुछ situation होगा नहीं, because right from day one, every day, everybody will be given a very clear MIS of the performance of relationship managers across the country. Right? So today when I say that Vidya, you are not doing well, that's because I see for myself that my ranking in Pan India, let's say out of, for example, hypothetically, if there are 2,500 RMs working all across in a similar profile where I stand, right? So there are no surprises for you at year end. Sometimes you hear, अरे मैंने इतना अच्छा सोचा था, I was expecting a promotion I did not get. You will very clearly know where you stand, what your performance is. So performance is the only benchmark, and basis that if we say that you can do better, it is because there are others that you yourself can see who are doing much better. So if X can do, there is no reason Y cannot do the same thing, right? So it is the responsibility of the candidate to figure out मैं क्या ऐसा करूं which will improve my performance, close that skill gap which is there, close that gap which is making me fall in my numbers or in my performance. Yes, did I hear a question?
Hello, madam.
Amar,
Madam, ABYB program and deputy manager PBRM program. What is
what
difference?
is ABY program?
Axis Bank Young Banker program.
This is
Assistant manager
role
profile.
specific. This is role specific. In this program, you will all become relationship managers. So it is very, very focused on the role. So today we have different designations in Axis Bank. If you want to become a relationship manager, this is the program that you will have to undergo. No other program prepares you for this role.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions? All right. So if there are no questions, let's take a quick break and come back in 15 minutes. So it's about 11:45. We will be back in 15 minutes. All right, friends, we will be back at 12 to resume the session. Let's check who all are back. Please raise hands. Participants who are back in session. Want to make a note of the missing candidates, please raise hands. Aditi, Ajmu, Anushka, not around. Ayushi, Dikshita, Gaurav, Nandan, Priya, Shivam, Subhadra. Keep your hands raised while I just quickly make a note. If anybody in this group is present and have not raised their hands, please let me know, because accordingly I will be putting up my response. Aditi, Ayushi, Dikshita, Priya, Shajadi, Shubhadra, Suman, and Vicky. Okay. Thank you. Please lower hands. All right. In this part, we talk about the grooming bit. I would want each one of you to switch on your camera quickly. Please switch on your cameras. Okay. So some of you all very appropriately dressed, others underdressed. Again, I don't know what would be the seriousness. Like I said, as an interviewer, I am looking at picking up candidates that are most suitable to be introduced to my high net worth clients. That is the objective that I have. Right now, if you are dressed in a manner that speaks or adds to your personality, it is good. If you look uncomfortable wearing whatever is it that you're wearing for the interview, it reflects, right? So I would want to have people who are comfortably dressed, right? So where there is, the clothes are not making you nervous, but the clothes are adding to your performance, adding to your entire personality. I see images which are not appropriate. Swaraj, आप जिस तरह बैठे हैं, I can't see you. Your face is cut off. If that is the camera position that you're going to be sitting in an interview, it needs immediate attention. I told you the last time I spoke to you, your camera adjustment needs to be appropriate. Again, बहुत दूर हो. I still can't find you. I don't see. If I see your picture and I say pick up Swaraj from this list, I can't. I am not able to recognize. It has to be slightly closer. Yeah, so that I see your features. I see your eyes. I see your expressions. Staying too far away from the camera is not helping you. Again, this is not the right position, right? Subhajit, you are too close. बहुत close ho camera ke, right? So I find that I'm zoomed into your face. That is not. I don't even know what you have dressed. If I have to see your image, I need to see at least up till the chest area, right? Up till your bust, so that I can see a proper framework. That is how I want. Ayushi, why do I have to see the ceiling? मुझे आपसे ज्यादा आपकी ceiling और पंखे दिख रहे हैं. Not appropriate. The kind of clothes that you have worn, not appropriate at all. Yeah, so you're sleeveless and all that. I don't want. That is the image that you would want to carry. Again, position your camera a little away. Sumit कौन है मुझे नहीं मालूम. The entire face is blacked out. Why? Light is coming from behind. Light is not coming towards him, but it is coming from behind. Wrong position. क्या पहन के बैठे हो सुमित? Are you sitting in your pajamas? Are you sitting in your night suit? Not correct. बहुत नीचे है, I can't see you. Lift it. Correct. ठीक है, थोड़ा ठीक. Come a little closer. Right? So when I see a candidate, I need to feel that he or she is sitting across to me. Subhajit, I still don't find any change in your camera position. Hopefully, hoping that you will correct it. Right? So today when I want to see a well-dressed person, आप मुझे सिर्फ इतना दिखाओगे तो what do I make of it? What have you worn? Your personality is still not coming through. So I would want the clothes also to reflect. I would want to see a personality, whatever little that I see. I know for a fact that I can't see a full posture or the full image of the individual, but जितना दिख रहा है, let it impactful. आप मुझे सिर्फ इतना दिखा रहे हो या the angle of the camera is not correct, lighting is not appropriate, it is not going to help. Suman Talukdar, stop dreaming. Focus on what is being said. Again, I am seeing too much of your house, very little of you. You look at, see, all of you can see the image that you are presenting to the other side, right? आपको आपके devices में दिखता है कि आप कैसे दिख रहे हो, right? I would want you and your face to cover the maximum screen rather than the house and the background, right? So please be appropriate in the position that you are. Some of you very poorly lit area में हो. दिन का time है, understand. 12 बज रहे हैं. It's like, it is the height of the day. But the corner of the house that you're sitting in does not have appropriate lighting. Switch on the lights. That doesn't mean light falls from behind and the whole face is masked. I want light to be falling onto you. In terms of grooming, I don't see any person who is properly groomed. The hair bolo, the face, especially the gents, this is not the image. I want sharp. I want professionals who look sharp, well dressed, and currently none of them giving me that comfort, right? Suman, I don't know why you are refusing to make eye contact with me, which makes me feel very shifty. I would not trust anyone who refuses to look into me. Now, problem क्या है? आपके पास laptop होगा, आपके पास mobile होगा. You are looking into the laptop or you're looking into the camera. Be sure where is the camera coming to you from, right? And look into that device. So if your mobile is the thing that is reflecting your image, don't look into the laptop. Look into the camera. So your eyes should be on the device which is projecting you, which means I see relatability, I see connect. If I'm talking to you like this, how would you feel? Yeah, so maybe I'm seeing your image in a different device. Maybe I'm working with two devices. But for an interviewer, for the recipient, I am not feeling that connect. I'm looking here, I'm looking there, I'm refusing to make eye contact. In an interview, in a real life interview, when you sit across the person, you look into the device, right? And people who have problems looking into the camera will always have a problem. It talks about their personality. That would be the assumptions that I make. I'm not sitting across you in a real room. So you would have to give that comfort to the interviewer. बहुत time आप notes बना के रखते हो and you're looking into the notes. Okay, when was Axis Bank incorporated? 1 minute. I have the answer. So it is there. So the moment I look down, it means you are looking for some kind of assistance. If you know, you speak up. If you don't know, you look for help. It could be those marks, it could be those pointers, easily found out. Especially a person who is conducting, let's say, 100 interviews in a day, मुझे time नहीं लगता है to figure out who knows what he or she is talking about and who is dependent on things. Google में browse कर रहा हूँ, notes लिखे हुए हैं. Please, the less the dependency on all these things, the better it is. So that is something that I would want to very clearly know, that people come to know when you are reading out from stuff, when you are depending on all these things. And like I said, if I see the individual, it makes better sense, right? Don't appear for interviews just because you're doing it in the comfort of your home doesn't mean that you become very casual in the interview. Be serious, because I want candidates who are serious about the profile, who are serious about the job. आप नहीं करना चाहते, no one is forcing you to attend these interviews. No one is forcing you to take this profile. It is your free will. So as an interviewer also, I have the choice which of the candidates I want to present. Those who look sharp, those who look professional, those who seem interested are the candidates that I will pick. I am okay if they know a little less. Why? Because I'm training them any which ways. But I need to see that potential, and that potential to come through. These are the different judgments that I'm making. आपकी background कैसी है, कैसे हो, how confident you are appearing, am I able to hear you? यहाँ तो 2-3 मिनट चले जाते हैं for the person adjusting his device, sound, speaker. You need to have these things organized before you come. Right? So the moment I switch on my camera, I am sitting ready to answer your questions, not a minute being wasted. आप मेरे से 10 क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हो, I want you to take 12. Give me time to speak about 12 questions. Here, because of the sheer lack of preparedness, instead of the mandated 10 questions, I don't even get to ask 4 questions from the candidate, which is an immediate disqualification any which ways. Right? I have candidates who are better prepared. So if you can't prepare for a 15-minute interview, what will be your state in a real life situation where there are 10 other challenges? So please be mindful of that. Today, when I talk about grooming and first impressions, you'll get one chance. How many of you have attended the interviews in the past? Bharat, is there a question? Wait, let me just check. Bharat, is there a question there? I see a hand raised already, so wanted to check.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So how many of you all have attended Axis interviews in the past? Not NIT interviews, Axis panel. Anybody? First time? Rahul. Where's Rahul? Rahul, where are you? I don't see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Switch on your camera, please. Is your camera on?
Yes, ma'am, it's on.
All right. So what were the kind of questions? Give the others an experience about what you went through.
Ma'am, it's my first time, ma'am. Axis Bank interview.
So you've never undergone an interview?
No, ma'am.
And that is exactly the problem that happens. हमें question समझ में ही नहीं आता और हम गलत जवाब देते हैं. You need to be listening, friends. You are not in a position to pick up the questions that are being asked. आप respond कैसे करोगे? Amar has raised his hand. Let's check from Amar. Yes, Amar. Amar, speak up. No questions. Again, no response from Amar. These would be challenging, right? So please understand, when a question is asked, what is being asked, what is the context, you need to be listening. You need to be involved. If you're busy with other things, things will not materialize. You get one chance, you get one impression to impress the panelist, whoever is there. The panelists would be different. शायद HR के हो सकते हैं, sometimes business के हो सकते हैं, sometimes it could be a mixed crowd, and whoever is across you, you would want to give them a comfort that, you know, I am the right person for the job. That brings a lot of comfort and relatability for the person who is interviewer. The moment I see you, I feel, okay, fine. Chalo baat karte hain. Let me take that opportunity. But sometimes the whole picture does not give me that comfort. Why? Because probably you're not dressed right. Probably you are too nervous. You don't look confident. So even if I don't know everything, again, I want to reiterate, it is not the complete expertise that I am looking for, but I need someone who's comfortable, confident, and in a position to speak up to people who matter, to people whose whose opinion will matter. So this is something that you would need to figure out. Today I see a lot of people with different backgrounds. Why? I am not interested in seeing your house. The easiest tip for coming to an interview is make sure you have a very plain background behind you. One way of doing it is sitting with a wall on your, you are sitting against a wall. The wall generally gives it a very professional and sleek image. Try and get yourself situated in a position where your back is to a wall and nothing else is seen. I don't want to see the ceiling. I don't want to see the room. I don't want to see what are the pictures around you. I don't want to see all that. My attention as an interviewer should be onto the candidate. And the more the distractions behind you, I am looking all around. So if there are people behind you, my eyes are automatically drawn to what's happening behind you. If there are pictures, my eyes, instead of looking at you, I'm looking at other things unconsciously, right? I have to force myself to start looking at you. So the lesser the distractions, clearer the thing, then there is nothing else capturing my attention other than the candidate. So I would want you to use that 10 minutes, 15 minutes where the interviewer's focus is completely on you, right? Now, how you sit confidently, you would want your shoulders back, right? Head held high, right? And that is the image that I would want to have. The position of the angle of the camera becomes very, very critical. Adjust your device that your eyes are in line with the camera, right? ना नीचे देखना पड़ रहा है ना ऊपर देखना पड़ रहा है. Eye to eye contact. When I look into the device camera, it feels that the other person is talking to me face to face. When I'm looking down, this is not a good image. When I'm looking up, this is also not image. Eye level. Position your device in a manner that it is at eye level. So adjust the frame, adjust the lighting, adjust your look, keep your hands free. A lot of you people are holding cameras, and that again is shifting upar niche unconsciously. Not that you want to move, but it will be very difficult to hold that position, holding the mobile for 15 minutes. There could be a possibility that the interviewer wants to ask few more questions, and that is that shaky image again you would not want to have. Keep your hands free. When your hands are free, you are comfortable. Otherwise, you come across looking like a rigid, very, very rigid, shoulders closed off, hands tied. It comes out, that is not the image that you would want to have. What else? Be positive, a little bit of smile, be enthusiastic. I'm very happy to be in this moment. I'm very happy to be given this opportunity. And that should reflect in your body language. Some of us looking stressed already even before the first question is asked, right? So ek chota sa smile when the person switches on, whoever the interviewer is, when you see them, a smile, a nod, an acknowledgement, that should be the relaxed posture that you would want to communicate to the interviewer. You are happy to be given that opportunity. You are in this moment. You want to thank them, and you are enthusiastic about it. I like to see happy individuals in front of me rather than those who are looking extremely stressed out, pressured, right? So the first impression is very, very important. And these are the basics. Today, if I have to say that, maybe you're finding it difficult, kabhi connectivity ka issue hai, ya problems in the location in the house or something, try and do a test run. Right? All you need to do is, आप सब लोगों ने Teams download किया है, आप Teams की meeting कर रहे हो, do a test run, create a meeting, set up a meeting, 5 minute बात कर लो, record कर लो. There is a recording option also available if you are the person who has started the meeting. Record yourself, introduce yourself, talk about Axis Bank for 5 minutes and play it. आपको पता चलेगा आपकी sound कैसी आ रही है, how are you looking, are you looking comfortable, are you looking like someone, aap khud ko pick karoge kya in an interview of 200 candidates, will you pick yourself? So when I see for myself, I can be very critical about it. I can see for myself how I'm sounding, because today when I don't have that playback option, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि सामने वाला, how is the other person looking at me, how is the other person making an opinion about me. But when I record it and I play it back, I get to see myself on screen. I get to see what the other person is visually looking at me. And that creates the image. So dress up in the manner that you would dress up for the interview. Talk a little about yourself. You know those questions that will come up. Introduce yourself. What do you know about Axis Bank? ऐसे 3-4 questions की answers तैयार करके run a playback. And you will get to see कि this is how you will look in the actual interviews. This is how you will come across in the interviews, and that gives you a lot of insight. That is one very good prep that you can have. The color schemes that you choose, how it will come on camera, the timings, what if, how you would come across, what would be the language that you use. Are you getting stuck? Do you look confused? So I don't even need someone to do that, but someone can easily, you yourself can check for yourself. So that is some of the prep that I would want you to do. All right. So coming back, I've given you a little bit of information. Let us go ahead. First impressions count. You may switch off your cameras, right? First impressions are going to be very, very important because you may or may not get a chance for a second impression with the interviewer, right? So today, if I have only 15 minutes within which I have to do this, let me try and do it to the best of my capabilities. The interviewer, even before he or she has spoken to you, is making a mind about yourself, right? How is it that you come across? Remember, I am thinking from the perspective of my customer. My HNI customer, are you a good person to be put in front of my HNI customer? Do you speak well? So that's why consciously speak in English, right? With the customer, depending upon the comfort, you may engage in maybe a regional language or maybe in Hindi if the client is comfortable. But as a professional, I need someone who is very comfortable in speaking in English, right? So even if you are a little weak on English, consciously try and give the interviewer the impression that you can carry on a conversation and you can understand what the interviewer is saying. And this is where the listening skill comes. हम सब सुन रहे हैं, but are we able to understand the meaning behind what the question is asked? वहां पे disconnect है. People are not understanding, they are only hearing and not listening. Process. So when the interviewer is talking, listen to the question. Don't start thinking about the answers. Focus on what the question is and then take a pause and respond. Take a pause. Immediately आपको vomit नहीं करना है answer. आप पहले question समझ लीजिए, सुन लीजिए, and then you respond appropriately. When you take a pause, you also think, what should my answer be? And it is not the first thing that crops up on my head, right? So first impressions are being very, very important. These are going a long way in the interviewer selecting you, rejecting you as a candidate. Obviously, the greater questioning will happen, but at least first impressions, so you can do well now. I come across looking proper. I come across looking sharp. For men, holding a, wearing a blazer adds to your personality. A coat, a blazer, but then again, it has to be a well-fit, tailored one. Otherwise, oversized one kills your image. So you have that pros and cons. A well-fitting dress, the right combination, colors that enhance your appearance, right? The combination of your tie, your shirt, very, very professional looking. So even if you don't have a blazer, that itself is enough. And other than a blazer or a suit which is oversized, which does not fit and make you look, more bad rather than doing anything for your personality. So the first few seconds of the interview will become very, very important. And that's why we say, a little bit of enthusiasm, a smile, the warmth, so that the first time the customer sees you, he sees a very happy and enthusiastic relationship manager in front of me. And that is the image that I would want you to carry. Today, when we talk about behaviors, what you are saying is one part, but the other part is all observations. So the interviewer is also checking your body language, also checking the responses. He or she might purposely ask you difficult questions. Most of them might have some kind of a resume with them. They know what your background is. But why do they ask you to introduce yourself, to tell us a little bit about themselves? Because we want to hear something which maybe not be there on the paper. So when you talk about your background, I get to know that person, a little bit and information about that person. So what is it that you do? Focus on the positives, right? Focus about things, your achievements, small things bring into the conversation. Don't wait for the interviewer to ask you, talk about your highest achievements or talk about your wins. That question shayad na aaye. And if it doesn't come, you have lost the opportunity to sell yourself or present the best side of yourself. So if there are any achievements, bring that in your conversations. Talk about relevant topics. So today when I talk about yourself, I don't want a detailed explanation of what your father is doing, your mother, and your siblings and all that. I am more interested in knowing about you. So keep those details brief. Kabhi people spend a lot of time talking about family background, talking about all the marks, 11th, 12th, first year, second year, too much of information. Talk about your wins, talk about your achievements in the order of, what has been the highest degree that you have. You focus on that. So today, if I've done management, this is the highest degree that I have. These are the scores. Sometimes you get into too much specifics. like 67.42% मुझे मिला था. Okay, but rather than that, you can talk about I got a first class. You know, keep it short, simple. Don't get into too much nitty-gritties, because any which ways, if you're selected, all those documentation and paperwork will follow. So focus on what are the things that you want to talk about yourself. When we talk about presenting our best image, and that's why I said, you know, this is important, the eye contact. When you don't look into the camera, when you don't look into the device, I find you looking here and there, which makes me uncomfortable. This seems to be a problem because most of you don't have that eye contact with the camera that is focused on you. So have that eye contact. It comes across as you are more confident and you're sure of what you're saying. And if you need to prepare with the names, numbers, the dates, you need to prepare. Right? So you can't have that situation where you have to look into things for assistance and help. Nod, you know, when the interviewer is talking, nod a little so that you know that you are in sync with them. You are understanding the question. In case if you have any confusion or doubt, ask. Because there's no sense giving a wrong answer and losing marks. Rather than take a pause, एक time वापस repeat करने को बोल दो या clarify कर लो, is this what you mean, and then respond. Right? When you lean forward, it is again an inclination that you are interested. And all this I want to see in the little bit of frame that I have. You know, your face, your features, your body language, this much at least should be proper. Be particular about your times, right? So I have candidates who have been given a 9 o'clock slot, who come back, then apologize. I'm sorry, ma'am, I could not join. I'm coming in late. Again, is this how a professional would behave as a customer in front of a customer? I want people who take the time to be ready for the appointment, right? So try and, as far as possible, don't postpone. Come on the allotted time. Be there before 5 minutes. Log in. Sometimes 11:30 का time है तो मैं 11:30 को log in करूंगी, and then the system takes a little bit of time. There's a network challenge that suddenly comes up. You know, these are easily can be avoided, but still happens, and you won't believe how much time it happens, and everybody is waiting for things to get resolved. Today, when you are asked an opinion, confidently give your opinion. Right? So this is what you think. You may be right or wrong, but it is your perspective, and I would want to hear that perspective. But at the same time, let us not be argumentative. There might be a difference of opinion. Let us try and put our perspective confidently, assertively, but also respectful of the opinion of the other person. So there might be interviewers who purposely try to figure out what do you do, how do you react to uncomfortable situations, and they might bring those scenarios and would want to check your responses. So it's okay. Be prepared for uncomfortable questions. Today, when you are, appearing for an interview, you would know your resume. You would know where are the things which can be a problem or a tricky area. It could be marks which have not come well, or there could be gaps in your resume. But believe me, these are common. ये सिर्फ आपके resume में नहीं है, सभी के resume में pluses and minuses रहते हैं. And that the interviewer is prepared for. But how you put that across to the interviewer is also important, right? So say in a very matter of fact tone that this is what it is and this is how it is. You don't have to be extremely apologetic about it. At the same time, you are not hiding things, right? So we don't want the interviewer to get the impression that, the person is hiding things from him or her. The dress code, all of you all know how a professional dresses, how a relationship manager dresses. Today, if you still have any confusion, walk into any branch, any private sector bank, including Axis Bank, aap chale jaiye, you will see the dress code that is there. We would want your hair to be properly groomed. Some of you are looking as if you have just got up and you're sitting for the interview. I fail to understand why. We can be a little more properly dressed if you are interested. Like I said, no one is forcing or holding a gun to your head. So if you don't want the job, don't waste our time and your time. We have candidates, enough number of candidates who are trying again and again and wanting to get through, and they are waiting for opportunities. Please allow them, right? So again, no compulsion, no force, completely your choice. Voluntarily, we want people to come forward and appear for the interviews and apply for these roles. So your hair needs to be properly styled, trimmed, facial hair as well. the mustache, beard and all, please be let it look well groomed. Sometimes it looks shabby. Each of you by now should know which is your best feature. How is it that you look more presentable? Work on it, right? So we don't want fashionable. We are not looking for models here, but at the same time, we are looking for people who can be introduced to our set of important customers, right? So we want people at least who fit that profile. So avoid any kind of stubble, hands, feet, while feet may not be visible, but at least, your hands at some point in time might come across on screens, and we don't want unkept hands, right? You have those nails and all. Sometimes one weird nail with one finger might be extremely wrong and all. And the same needs to be kept, make sure a little bit of hygiene, a little bit of pleasantness is reflecting from you, right? Accessories, again, not too much. I don't see people go heavy on accessories, so too, especially the men, but be a little mindful of that. Colors, look into the slide, understand what those corporate colors are, what those prints are that we are looking for. A tie enhances an image, a suit enhances an image, and that is something that you can try for the betterment of your interview. Trousers and pants, sometimes, you might be required at times, those camera hil gaya, and I see that, maybe you are not properly dressed, the whole dress nahi hai, aadha aap coat pehen ke baith gaye ho. Very embarrassing, so awkward to see that on screen. So please, at least for the purpose of the interview, be completely and properly dressed, because you never really know, sometimes inadvertently, these things do happen, and then it becomes embarrassing for all the parties concerned. So please make sure whatever dress you're wearing is properly tailored, well ironed, crisp, and you're looking the role of a smart professional. Today, when we talk about accessories, again, like I said, the ties should be matching with what the dress that you wear, the belts, because while we are not going too low, but at least whatever is visible, we would want you to take care of that. And that is something that we would want you to focus on. Let the focus be on the conversation. Let the focus be on your personality, which comes across as confident. The same for women as well. Same, almost on same lines. Let your hair, you might have long hair, but 10 different styles you can do, but we would want something which looks professional. Wherein I don't want you looking as if you're going to attend a marriage or a wedding. I want you to look the part of a relationship manager. So make sure, be it the hair, be it the makeup, a little bit of makeup is fine, but too loud again becomes very garish, and doesn't look pleasant to look at, right? And that is why we say the lighting plays a big role. Sometimes it puts, the lighting is so bad that it unnecessarily brings out features which ideally should not have been. So subtle, elegant is the image that I would want the women to carry, right? Appropriately dress, the dress code, very, very clear. For those who don't know, spend some time on Google and figure out. There are enough videos on YouTube how to dress for the interviews, if that is still a challenge, right? So have a look at that. The same for women, be it in terms of hands and all, which at times gets visible. Nail polishes that are chipped off, and long nails, very, very awkward. Sometimes, not giving you the right image. So I need class to reflect, right? So when I'm speaking to people, I need a little bit of class to come through. I need elegance to come through. And that is the image that we are hoping for. Avoid any kind of too loud accessories, because again, it is focusing. It is drawing the focus away from you and, all these jing bang that you have dressed up as. So be a little mindful of that. Dressing can be either formals, Indians, whatever it is. But like I said, if you're wearing Indian, doesn't mean you go heavy on the embroideries and stuff like that, which make you look not appropriate for the interview, but more in the form of a party or so and so. So that is the basic tips when it comes to grooming. Today, when we talk about the interviewer has a set agenda. The interviewer has a set of questions that he needs responses from, and that the interviewer will ask. Depending upon who is sitting in front of you, those questions will vary. For example, HR might focus on certain attributes, business might focus on maybe business aspects, so people coming from different backgrounds, be prepared for the set of interviews that are, or the questions that will come about to you. most common questions people start off with is they would want the candidate to speak first, which means be confident in your introductions. What is it that you speak about in introductions? Your backgrounds, your wins, your achievements. Yeah, you would want to bring that interviewer's focus into all those aspects. So those would be questions that you will prepare for. Today, I also would want to know what draws your interest. Why this role? There are so many other opportunities, but why would you be interested in taking this role? So create those answers. How or what is it about you that draws to this role, that would want you to take up this opportunity? Again, it is a role which is extremely challenging. So questions might ask that, how do you plan to meet those challenges? Is there a strategy in mind? Right? So you can talk about people that you know who are in this profile, maybe people who are in sales, who are doing well, your inspirations, your mentors. These could be a very well answer that people can look up to. Right? Today, when you talk about an interview, any and everything that you say in the interview should ideally be on the positive side. Right? You would want the interviewer to have more and more positives against your name as against the negative. So unless specifically asked, do not bring those to light. Right? So today, maybe, I did not do well in 12th. So, you are already apologetic about it. Ki mere 12th ke marks achhe nahi aaye. That's okay. You don't have to highlight those aspects wherein you are at a disadvantage, or which are not so very flattering. These are some of the tips that you can have. Today, when we talk about interviews, today when we talk about banking, a lot of you would be from people, would be from backgrounds which are not related to finance, which are not related to banking, and I would want to know why then banking. If I have done everything in science, suddenly out of the blue, why have I decided to become a banker? And that justification needs to be appropriately handled. Right? Because sometimes people have started careers also, but now are swapping careers from one field to the other. What is the justification? What is the reasoning? That has to be a little bit of to the point, because these would be answers that these would be questions that you can for sure expect, and the answers appropriately have to be available with each one of you all. So prepare for the difficult questions. That is what my suggestion would be. Playback. एक आप अपना record कर लो 10 minute का interview for all those various questions and see how you come across. Any question you feel you're taking too long or you're coming across as not so confident should give you an immediate idea कि, these are the things that you need to work on. And again, you don't need someone else to tell you, you yourself can figure it out. Similarly, have an idea of what the difficult questions are. मुझे मेरा resume पता है, and basis that resume, I know what the gaps are. So try and figure out agar ye question hai, and work with that objective that these difficult questions will come to me. So if it comes to me, what is the preparation that I do? And that is something that will make you more prepared. And you'll be more comfortable when you actually face that reality. Sometimes what we do is I hope and pray that ye question pucha nahi jaye, because I don't know how to answer. I'm in a fix. When you don't prepare enough, that is the situation that usually comes up. Then we fumble. We try and figure out, oh no, now the question has come, now I don't have any alternative but to answer it. But had I prepared for it, maybe I would have been in a better situation. So today, when we talk about questions, the first questions that usually come out is about yourself. And these are some sample questions that we have designed for you, which you can look into as questions that may be applicable for self, which you can, then appropriately create answers as well. Some questions in a day. Again, whenever you're answering questions, think from the point of view of the role that you're doing. So today, when I say that, I do not like making friends, or I'm not comfortable with too much of people, it is also reflecting on your role as a relationship manager. How comfortable am I going to hire a person who's not comfortable speaking to people or not interacting with people? So these are questions that you will have to have proper responses to. And when I say responses, related to the role and accordingly respond. Because what works well for the role will work well for you. What doesn't work well for the role will be a negative for you as well. So in that, there has to be a correlation and that matching should come. So in case at any point in time, if that connect is not seen, then again, it will create problems for you. I see a hand raised by Shubham. Go ahead, Shubham.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't have any gaps in my education, but just when I have finished my bachelor's, immediately I have joined the job.
Okay.
So, what if they will ask, why did you join the job immediately after your educations?
And after
And
that,
not,
you left your education and again started learning something else.
no, ma'am. Right now, till now, I am
Working only.
continuing. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what are you working as, Shubham?
Ma'am, yesterday also I told you that I am working for Sundaram Finance as marketing associate in
Okay.
vehicle loan.
So what is the justification? I told you yesterday also, na, that why if you want to
No,
change, you will have to have that answer ready because currently you
yeah,
have
I
a
have
job, you are earning, and yesterday we did discuss it, how you should
no,
handle the
ma'am, but
response.
they may ask a question that why didn't you go for higher studies and all that.
Not really. Why would they push a person
Okay,
to go for higher studies? No. We are interested in hearing your perspective. What makes you change
okay, ma'am.
now? What makes you apply for this role? What is so interesting about it that you are ready to leave a full-fledged job, a career, and switch over? So those things only you will be the right person to say. But be prepared for those questions because
Okay, ma'am.
it is a little surprising, right? So today I have a candidate who's already working, earning well, associated with the company, who will now take a break, maybe for about a year or 9 months to prepare for a role, want to go in for that role. What is the motivation behind it? I would definitely want to know. So if you have that answer ready, if you have that logic and the reasoning ready, I don't see anything wrong in that. So just because I've studied science, I thought maybe, I wanted to take a career in science. But over the years, when I actually get into the role, is the time when I realize, whether it's working for me, not working for me. And a person can have that change at any point in time. Today, if you've heard of success stories of people, you will find that they have failed. They have failed multiple
Yeah, yeah.
times before they have succeeded, right? So there is no
Yes, ma'am.
age to learning. There is no age to, making a career change. For example, you can take and quote those people. It could be
Okay,
an
ma'am.
Edison who discovered after so many attempts. It could be a Colonel Sanders who started his career at 63. So that is
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
problem. But then the attitude is, I want to do something that I love. I would want to do something that I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy. And if I'm not finding it, I don't want to restrict myself taking up a career which is not going to be productive, where my heart and soul is not there. Rather than that, I might as well do a course correction and join something wherein I have an inclination and interest.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Aishwarya.
Yeah, ma'am. Same question. Actually, I have completed my graduation with political science.
Why don't I see you?
But now, actually, ma'am,
Where are you?
I
Is the
am
video
in
on?
car and I am traveling now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
you have
I
a
have
career
completed.
in political science. You have a background of
Yeah, ma'am.
political science. What happened?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, is there any issue, ma'am? Interviewer asked about that. Why you don't choose PCS, UPSC?
Again, I'm telling you the same thing. Friends, please understand that the interviewer knows that people are coming from varied backgrounds. अगर मुझे कॉमर्स और फाइनेंस के ही स्टूडेंट्स चाहते तो आई वुड हैव अकॉर्डिंगली मेंशन दैट इन माय कट ऑफ नो और इन माय filter that I want only such candidates. When I've kept it open, I know people from all fields will come up. That is not going to be a reason why people don't select you. Just because you don't belong
Yeah,
to that particular stream. Why? Because I, as an interviewer, I have given that choice. I have given it to freshers also from all streams. So that is not going to be, I don't know why it is running so highly on you, because we will also be training you, na? Even if whatever your background is, you'll be spending some time learning the requirements of the job, learning what is it that it takes to be an effective and a good relationship manager. So that doesn't matter. Yes, Swaraj.
Yes, I mean, in this question, there is a question that what are the achievements, and if there are no any specific achievement to be quoted. So what should be the answer?
If there are no specific
So what
achievements,
should
then
be the
I'm
answer?
kind of this na Swaraj, that in your entire career you have nothing to speak about. We are not talking about only academic achievements. It could be personal achievements. It could
Yeah.
be things that you have learned, right? So today you are not giving an interviewer anything to focus on you, nothing that gives you those points. Now here I am wanting to hear from you. It doesn't mean that I want you to be a gold medalist in your academics. That is not the objective here.
Yes.
What do you think are your wins in your journey or in your life so far? It could be career oriented, it could be personal, whatever is it that you can think of can be included. Right? Today, when I don't value myself, how can I expect someone else to give me that kind of importance and value? So whatever wins, it could be
Yes.
small wins. Maybe you learned cooking in the pandemic. Why not? It is an achievement. I did not do it. I'm just giving an example. Now, you don't have to go by what I am saying, but I'm just saying it can be as simple, a small, simple thing as that. That I did not know. I was at home. I used that time constructively to pick up a new skill, and it is a life skill, right?
Yeah.
So don't discount.
Yes.
So nothing is too small or too big. It is how I put it across. Right? So something as small as picking up a cooking skill will help you. There's no harm in that. So मैंने कब बोला कि I want you to give me an example that I completed my PhD. No, I'm not looking for those answers. I'm just wanting to know you better as a person, and what do you think your wins are, what you think your achievements are. This, even if not us, try and say that, because it tells a lot about the person that is sitting across. Yeah.
So
Any
simple
other
answer should be
questions?
what? Simple
Any
answer
answer
for the
as per
question.
you. Something. See, the important thing
Yes.
is we don't lie. Let's not get caught in our own lies. Sometimes we get those answers. I'm fond of reading books. I read the newspaper and I ask you a simple, what is the latest news for the day? I am blank. So interviewers are skilled at picking up those things, what come across as lies. So try and stick to the truth. Try and stick to the simple and basics. Don't overcomplicate yourself. हम दिखाना चाहते हैं कुछ और, but वो इतनी जल्दी पकड़ में आ जाता है by people. These are seasoned experts, right? So stick to facts. That would be the way to go. All right.
And in this,
Yes.
how many meetings or appointment do you do in a day? This is the first time. So what should be the answer?
What should be the answer that you feel? It depends from person to
Yes.
person, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
So
today, if
means
you have been given
how
an
many?
assignment, and if there are 4 assignments that you need to submit for your college project, all 4 will be equally important, na? या मैं बोलूंगा कि नहीं,
Yes,
मैं
ma'am.
एक दिन में एक ही करूंगा and बाकी 3 जाने दो. I will submit only 1. So there is no fixed answer.
Okay.
You need to figure out how you present your answers. And those answers, all answers are correct as per your perspective, right? I may or may not agree with your perspective, but that is a fact from your side, and I respect that opinion.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. So let's look at some questions about Axis Bank. Again, like I said, keep a track of what's happening in Axis Bank. Be updated with the latest news about Axis Bank. It could be the share prices, it could be the changes or the innovative products that have been introduced, so on and so forth. These things will be important because it shows your interest in the organization. Sometimes I have people coming on to the interviews and telling, no, I don't know much about Axis Bank. या नहीं, मुझे time नहीं मिला पढ़ने के लिए. Now, I would want to go to a candidate who is interested in joining the organization. I would want to have someone who has done the research about the kind of products Axis Bank has. Today, if I tell a candidate, name 3 popular products of Axis Bank, sorry, I don't know. मुझे पता ही नहीं Axis Bank. बहुत सारे products हैं, but I never took the pains to figure out which those products are. What is Axis Bank known for? Simple things, which shows that there is an awareness, right? It could be maybe who's the MD CEO, it could be the number of branches, or maybe the products, the year of incorporation, so on and so forth. Now, I would want someone who's familiar with the bank. What is it that we do? What is the products that we talk about? what are the kind of profile that I'm joining for. Information about the bank is important, and that is something that we would want you to research on. So today, if I'm giving you an option of speak about Axis Bank, can you have more than 2 sentences in that conversation? Or I just know कि ये time खुला था, this is the MD CEO and that's it. I don't know anything else, right? So try and have those elaborate responses that when I ask a question, you can talk about, because I've done that kind of research. And that gives me that confidence that the candidate seems interested. Itna sab find out kiya hai about Axis Bank, even for a small interview, right? Be conscious of the time. Don't take too long to answer. So let's say you have found out about Axis Bank and आपके पास 2 page का information material है. Doesn't mean that you will spend too much time, because again, you yourself are cutting down in responding too elaborately towards one question that you might not. So be very brief, and the highlights is what we are looking for. So make sure you are aware about that. Any questions on the bank? Yes, Shalini. Again, Aishwarya and Shubham. I don't know why the hands are still raised, or if there's a question. Go ahead, Shalini.
Ma'am, I have a question. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, hold on. So let Shalini respond first.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to
Where are you?
ask.
Where is the video?
Ma'am, am I visible?
हाँ, बोलो.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, when interviewer asked me, what do you know about Axis Bank, then in how much sentence I can explain?
Take a minute or two to put up whatever is your response, right? So we have about 10 minutes, 12 minutes per candidate, and every response will take about 2 minutes. So don't construct your answers, you limit your responses to 1 or 2 minutes. उतने में आप जो बोल सकते हैं आप बोल लो, आपको जितना पता है आप बता दो. So don't spend too long. Be very, very conscious of the time that you take. That is something that we would want to talk about, right? So I don't want the entire history from start to finish to be given, but 2 minutes mein what you feel are the key highlights that you want to talk about, do bring that across, right? And take those pauses so that the interviewer also get a chance to ask. Sometimes na hum wo train jaise non-stop करके बोल देते हैं, which sounds as if you have practiced and वो रोट सिस्टम जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं कि मैंने इतना ये मग अप कर लिया है, and that it comes out like that. So your answers also have to be phased out. Don't be in a hurry, in a rush that I have memorized 1 page, so I will just vomit out 1 page. And उसमें क्या होता है, at any point in time if you have forgotten, you stop. You don't know because the order was like that. So that memorization also, it's more to understand and then put it across rather than the memory exercise that you would want to do. So be a little conscious about that. Being focused on the pace and the tone. Sometimes we speak in a rush. You don't want to get into a rush. Speak in a normal tone when we are having a conversation. जिस tone में हम बात करते हैं, जिस speed में हम बात करते हैं, उसी tone में आप बात कीजिए, and that's how we would want that interview to get conducted. All right. Yes, Shubham, what was the question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the last slide, there was a question where it is mentioned that what is the difference between personal life and professional life. So, ma'am, how will I justify this?
You justify. There's a question that I've asked you. Go ahead. Tell me, what do you think first?
Ma'am, personal life, how should I start and what should I mention and what should I not mention?
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Why do you have to take these answers and, where is your personality? Today, if I ask or if I give you, this is the answer, I have 36 answers from candidates who will say like this, the same quote. And that shows that you have mugged up, you have trained, there is nothing here. आपको दिया गया है जो आपने तैयार करके वही आंसर्स, वही सेम आंसर्स मुझे सारे कैंडिडेट से मिल रहे हैं. That is not the objective here. Bring your own personality into the conversation.
Okay, ma'am.
Today, when we talk about a personal life and a professional life, I would want a candidate who can balance the two, right? I cannot have a career compromised on my personal life, nor would I have a personal life which is so focused that I am compromising on the professional commitments that I have. I need a person who can have a good balance of it, understands at which point in time sometimes an ex would be a little more higher, will have a personal mole comes into weightage more. Let's say if there's a person who's sick in the family, my father is not sick, my father is sick, you know, at that point in time my personal life will take a little more weightage over my professional career, right? Whereas on a normal level I would want to make sure that I have an equal balance between the two. I am able to enjoy my personal life also. So while I'm focused on my career, I can't be so driven that I am compromised on my life, on my time. And that is something that we would want to see. Today, I have an individual who works from 9 to 9 in office as against a person who works 9 to 6, which are the working hours. I would prefer going with a 9 to 6 person. Why? Because that RM can manage to do whatever it is that is expected in those fixed working hours. So today, if I am a boss and I see a person who's coming in the morning and still working late into the night, the last person to go, I will not have any extra points for that person. Why? Because it is the sheer incompetence of that person that, well, rest of the people, that 15-20 members of my team have managed to wrap up work, that person still can't multitask, still can't organize. And that talks about lack of discipline, lack of time management, right? I would always appreciate a person, a candidate who can manage to do everything within the timelines. So today, if 6 o'clock is the deadline, I need the RM to make sure that by 5:55, the mail has gone. The report is on my desk. I need people who are competent rather than a person who calls me up at 6 o'clock saying that I am stuck, I still need 2 hours, and then the report will come in. So if that is the attitude towards the boss, imagine that is the same reflection that you will do for your customers also. You promise and you don't deliver. So you need people who are competent to take on this responsibility. And this is a challenging responsibility. So I am not asking you to give it your 100% to work. Forget your personal life, forget all your free time. No, I don't want that kind of a person. I need someone who appreciates, and काम के time में काम की बात होगी, personal time is for personal time. Nobody is encroaching your personal time. But yes, if you can't handle the time or the work allotted in your professional time, there will be a possibility that it eats up into your personal time also. And that is why the individual, rather than spending time at home with his or her family, is still stuck at work completing the pending tasks. Shubham, does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Aishwarya, Gaurav, are there questions here?
Hello,
Hmm.
ma'am. Difference between personal life and professional life. I enjoy time with my friend. It's my personal life, and I am a teacher. I'm working. I teach a student. Is my professional life.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a two major difference between when I time spend my family. It's my personal life.
Okay. Okay.
When I am personal life, I'm not working in a profession.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
My free time
Fair
is in my personal life. Personal life.
Hmm. Okay.
That's enough, man.
Great. Fair enough. Yes, Aishwarya. Any questions? Okay. Let's look at some sample questions which come for the role. Right? A lot of questions will be focused on the role of a priority banker, and these are some of the questions that would that are likely to come up for the role. And make sure, I've already told you the last 2 days we've been talking about the priority banker, what the role is, how his or her life would be, what would be the expectations. These would be some of the questions that might come according to the role. Let me know if you have any questions on the role. Gaurav, is there a question?
No, ma'am. I don't have any question.
Okay. Please lower your hand. Others. basically every interview question will be designed to hear your perspective. What is it, your understanding, your thoughts, right? And the more the thoughts are in line with what the interviewer has in mind, greater are your chances. Yes, Amar.
Hello, madam. No? Hello.
Not clear. Come
Interview
again.
date.
Interview date will be
Interview date,
communicated.
ma'am.
Will be communicated to you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Others interviews तो online चलती रहती है. So as and when your name is picked up, accordingly the dates will be communicated. You can liaison with the NIT coordinator for further details. Aishwarya, is there a question?
Yeah, ma'am. In the second question, without experience, how will you manage sales pressure?
How will you manage sales pressure? Answer that question for me, please. Answer that question for me. So there will be silence if Aishwarya is asked this question in the interview. Is that how it will be? Today, like again, I said, a lot of time we are also giving you the training to prepare yourself for the job. You are experienced enough to figure out, you have seen people working around you. You have seen what pressures are all about. In your career so far, be it your college or schools, does it mean that you haven't had any kind of pressure? Everybody has gone through pressure. A person who's appearing for his 10th exam also feels the pressure. A person who is preparing for an interview also feels the pressure. So pressure is always there, right? So today, if I am not feeling well, that again is added pressure for me because, I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm feeling uncomfortable. So as an individual, pressures are of different kind, which I have experienced. Sales pressures are something that I'm looking forward to. I'm a fresher. I've only heard of sales pressure. But I feel that if I can manage the expectations of the job well, if I know the job well, I will not feel the pressure. Which means जो मुझे पढ़ना है, जो मुझे प्रोडक्ट के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन है, अगर वो मैंने मेरे पास अपने पास रखी है, तो if questions come to me about products, I will not feel concerned. I know communication skills improve करनी चाहिए. My communication skills are good. I am confident I can speak to any customer who is in front of me. It can be an HNI customer or my boss or my colleague. I can carry on a conversation. I know that I will be well understood. I don't feel the pressure. So pressure is how much you take. Now, whatever is a reality, I am aware of the reality and I have taken steps to prepare myself as well, be it in terms of product knowledge, be it in terms of undergoing the training. So today, what is the training program preparing you for? The training program is preparing you for this role, which means you understand there is product knowledge, there is communication knowledge, there is knowledge of handling the customers, there is knowledge of handling the targets. How do you meet your targets? If I've done the prep, if I've done the groundwork, I don't feel the need. I don't feel the need to take pressure at all. So today I know that I have to acquire customers. I have a strategy in mind already, even before I've taken up the job, कि मैं कहाँ से ये customers ढूंढूंगी, मैं कहाँ से ये customers लाऊंगी, what will be the conversations that I'll have. I'm already picking up things, right? So I don't need whatever learning I'm getting is an added, but I'm also taking the initiative of doing things, talking to people, going to these calls and helping me understand. So these are the things that you will do or you will say. Why does it have a negative connotation? Pressure always keeps me alert also, na? When I'm concerned, I will try double. So put it across whichever manner, whatever is it. Like I said, it is your perspective that we want to hear. When you use the same answers and just say it, then again, your answer is no different from your other person's answer. There's nothing unique about it. And that comes through in the interviews because everybody talks the same language. Everybody uses the same examples. And it shows that, you are not picking up anything on yourself, but you're just doing, giving out whatever is it that was there. So it's all textual. Or nothing individual that is coming through in your personalities. Think about it. Think of the answers. Like I said, go through a few preparatory interviews and you will see for yourself how you sound. That's why we say take a pause before answering. Ek halka sa pause will give you, help you organize your thoughts. And believe me, there are no right or wrong answers. It's all the individual's perspective. That is your experience, that is your point of view, and that is okay. We don't have an agenda ki jo ye answer dega usi ko points milenge. I am very happy to hear a different perspective. All right. So those were the questions on the role, and something like I said about current affairs would be appreciated, yeah, because we would want to see what is your awareness. Are you even aware of what's happening in the markets, or what is the latest position of the country, the economy? Where is it we are going? What is the position of the stock index? So to say, these kind of basic preparatory things would be there, because tomorrow you have to sell insurance. Tomorrow you have to sell mutual funds. So aapko awareness hai kya? What is insurance? What are the variants of insurance? What are the different types of mutual funds? Of course, there will be training that would be provided to you, but at least are you aware about the financial sector is something that we will be looking into. Right? So the terminologies that are there, the banking terminologies that come across, that are frequently used in banks, what are the banking products, so on and so forth. So an overview on that front also will be required, be it the regulator, be it the players, be it the industry specific questions like an insurance or a mutual fund. These are the key products that a relationship manager sells. So obviously those kind of questions will come. Again, this is to check your awareness, not your expertise. Yes. Any questions? All good? All right then. Thank you everyone for participating today. Thank you for your time. All the best once again for all those who are likely to go for interviews. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.